protect Dylan Gabriel, right? You have to run the football. We know that you're going to want to run it. How are they going to run the football? How are they going to attack this very, very complex, complicated Brian
What's up, Jeffrey? Good morning, bro.
The Vikings.
Who takes his first snap as an NFL starting quarterback, hands it off. Judkins wrapped up by Ivan Pace, gain of 4 for the rookie out of Ohio State. On first down, good news for the Browns. Their right tackle, Jack Conklin, returns, missed the last 3 games.
Yeah, and I like this mix of a veteran offensive line helping out Quinshon Judkins. He's been the bell cow for the Browns offense in this run game. He's been getting very comfortable in this offense. He wasn't there in training camp, so when they threw him in the fire, took a little bit for him to get adjusted to his O-line. Now they're doing a really nice job.
Good morning, B.
The initial indication, a hold.
Offense number 72, that's a 10-yard penalty.
Beast, I'll let you know how I feel about Shador's interview at the first time we get. I got you.
KT Levison is going to be on the left-hand side going up against Jalen Redmond.
Yeah, I don't have high expectations for Dylan Gabriel. Hopefully he can play clean, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Minnesota Vikings defense is able to confuse him.
Get that penalty. Obviously not a good start for the Browns offense. You don't want to put Dylan Gabriel in a 2nd and long, one of these obvious passing down situations.
All right, so we got some Dylan Sampson.
And then finds his man, taking it across the 45.
All right, we see some creativity there. So they faked a double screen and did a middle screen to David Njoku right there. So we're seeing Kevin Stefanski open up the playbook a little bit more than he's done with Joe Flacco. He would have never ran that play with Joe Flacco. He just doesn't have the athleticism for it. I just got to do one more thing, y'all, to get my life together over here.
He is extremely smart, and he's the reason that Brian Flores is allowed to be
3rd and 3 for the Browns.
He gets everyone lined up, plays multiple positions, and it's very productive for him.
Gabriel on 3rd down, passes incomplete.
Way off target on 3rd and 3 for Gabriel.
So good field position, then a penalty. Force them back, and now the Browns send out the punting unit.
They're going to punt on their first drive.
If you're the Minnesota Vikings, you have the penalty, sets them back. They were able to gain some good yards to get into a 3rd and manageable. Nice coverage across the board from the Vikings. They brought a little pressure, making sure that Dylan Gabriel's not allowed to sit back there and then wait to try and pick them apart. So nice job, nice start for the Vikings defense.
Bojorquez from his 35-yard line, the outstanding rookie Miles Price out of Indiana signals for the fair catch.
Good punt inside the 10-yard line.
Vikings are pinned inside their 10.
All right,
46-yard kick as Carson Wentz leads the Vikings offense out to the field, making his 3rd start for the injured J.J. McCarthy.
And he's also getting more comfortable, right? Really productive the first 2 games, but you kind of look at that one stat, sacked 6 times, and I'm looking at the game and recognizing that he's really trying to get used to his receivers, the routes, when to throw the ball, and because of that, he's held the ball a little too long a couple times. That offensive line has given up some easy rushes, but once he starts to get in sync with this offense and the receivers, he's going to really start to throw the ball quicker and have even more production than he's had so far.
Wentz and the Vikings from the 8-yard line. The handoff for Mason, the ex-49er. Gains 9 on first
They didn't do
down.
the timeout at the change of possession. I thought we was going to get a timeout there. I didn't forget about you, Beast. I still got you.
Defense and a plethora of injuries on the Minnesota offensive line. Huber making his first career start at left guard.
Right, but there is one person that's there, and we all know that he needs to have a great game. It's Justin Jefferson. See him going out into the slot. Really love the way Kevin O'Connell has used him. Motion, slot, outside. He's phenomenal, and he's going to have a challenge against this Browns defense.
2nd down and 1, it's Mason, and he picks up the first down. Brad Delpit.
All right, they're able to run on the Browns early.
Browns have allowed only 223 yards per game over their first 4.
Yeah, and it's led by Mr. All-World Myles Garrett, right? 6-time Pro Bowler, Defensive Player of the Year before. I mean, he has aspirations to be the MVP of the NFL, and he is that good. He has the best get-off of any defensive lineman in the NFL. Aggressive, violent, and when he goes and he plays this defense, it's outstanding.
Pass is caught by the tight end Hawkinson. And T.J. Hawkinson with a gain of 9 for the Vikings on first down.
Yeah, and I really like that play because that's how you neutralize someone as good as Myles Garrett. What you do is you actually go right at him. So they let Myles Garrett come inside, go against Carson Wentz, and instead they flip it right to T.J. Hawkinson where Myles Garrett was, and there's no defenders around it. They get a nice gain, put the offense in a second and very, very manageable, second and short, get the run game going, and then that's how you keep Myles Garrett off balance.
180.
Two tight end set, second down and 1. Wentz complete, first down. Take it out to the 43.
They're really moving the ball pretty easily. They're moving the ball pretty easily on this Browns defense.
Gain of 11.
Talking about
Not liking that
Justin
so far.
Jefferson around. You're watching him go from wide receiver motions back into the running back position as the dot back, and then boom, he's a quick out to the outside, makes an easy completion, gets the first down, and that's how you get him going. And of course, that makes it difficult for defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz to just really key in on him, allow him to go in and out of the motions, and then still make him the #1 target.
Vikings have gained at least 9 yards on 3 of their first 4 plays. Here's Wentz on first down, going deep for Jefferson.
Nice coverage.
No flags with Greg Newsome defending.
Great defense there. They just threw a deep ball. 50-50 ball. Greg Newsome with a great defense. He got locked up one-on-one with Justin Jefferson. So definitely good to see that.
Step on Greg Newsome. Greg Newsome played it all the way, and what I
he
really
played that really well.
is that as soon as he closes off Justin Jefferson, he looks back at the football. He doesn't panic. He goes into the body of Justin Jefferson. When you do that, it narrows that catching radius of Justin Jefferson. That's why he gets a pass breakup.
Coming off a big game in Dublin last week, Mason returns Ham at fullback. On second down with C.J. Ham leading the way, it's Mason. Oh, loose.
Ball is out. Ball is out. I think that was Greg Newsome who caused that fumble. He came up from the cornerback position. He might have made that play. Good morning, Harris. What's good to you, bro? The Browns have recovered. It's Browns football. Let's see who made the play.
Greg Newsome, he's coming off the edge.
Oh, who is that? Who is that? No, that's one of the D linemen. Alex Wright. Alex Wright punches it out. Alex Wright has been balling out so far this year. All right, so we finally got a break in the action. So I thought we was gonna get a break in the action when they changed possessions. Let's get to it. So Beast asked me a great question. What do you think about the Shador interview? Yeah, hey Jeffrey, they putting in work so far. What do you think about the Shador interview? I have no issues with it. I think people are making a big deal out of it. I think the national media is making a big deal out of it. I really find it surprising that this is the time that the local media, who has really not been on Shador's side, they have actually sided with Shador in this instance. Mary Kay sided with Shador. A lot of the Browns local radio stations have sided with Shador. They didn't think it was a big deal. They thought it was more comic relief. And that's kind of how I feel about it. They are putting these guys in lose-lose situations, and the reporters, the beat reporters, they recognize what they're doing, and that's why they don't take it personal because they know they're putting them in some bad spots. So I don't have an issue with it. I think the national people, it gives them another reason to talk about Shador, but I don't believe this is anything that changes how anybody inside the building views Shador. So that's my take on it. I don't believe it is a. I don't think it's a. I don't think it's a big deal. They're going to make it a big deal, but I was watching. I was watching Speak. I was watching some of it because they had Shady McCoy on there, and I was getting his take on it. And he was saying basically that the guys in the locker room don't care how you deal with the media, and that's kind of how I felt. And he just confirmed it. Other not Browns players, other former NFL players have confirmed it. They don't really take it as personal with how you interact with the media. So it was just confirmation that the teammates wouldn't have an issue with it. Once the teammates don't have an issue with it, I got no issues with it. So I think it's all fair game. I think it's more egregious that they continue to ask him questions, and the questions that they ask him, Daniel Owusie, who I like a lot of his questions, but he was the one who said, what do you believe you could be doing better, to insinuate that there was something Shedeur is not doing. So I didn't like that question. We got the game back.
Coming on a blitz, Greg Newsome is the one that kind of wraps him up, and then there is Alex Wright punching at that football.
Then also we have Mary Kay walking with Dylan Gabriel. I'm going to get to this on tomorrow's show. She's asking Dylan Gabriel about Shedeur pantomiming to the media. So to me, I think the reporters know what they're doing. This is the thing. Big run right there. Big run right there by Quinshon Judkins. Quinshon Judkins is the bright spot on the Browns defense. Let's see what type of play they're right here.
Hat on a hat. When you say hat on a hat, there's going to be one offensive lineman for every defender.
Oh, that's good stuff. Just a nice power play there. Nice power play.
Don't allow their blocks to get set up. He does, and he goes through the whole burst.
You can definitely see the difference with Jack Conklin in, and then also you can. I really like Harold Fannin Jr. as a blocker, and he made the key block on that play. They had him lined up in the backfield. Another good run. Judkins lowers the boom. Who is that? Number 44. He just ran him over.
Gave it to Josh Metellus, one of the best tacklers for the Vikings.
So Quinshon Judkins, man, he is.
Take a look at this collision.
He is the star of the Browns on offense for sure.
He recognizes.
Yeah, he ran him over. He was holding on for dear life.
Everything on that run.
All right, Browns moving upfield after the defense forced the turnover. Let's see what they do. Browns getting creative. Yeah, nice play by Murphy. He intended for Bond and a touchdown. Jeffrey, I agree. Conklin is a great. I think Conklin has been, when he's been in, like, go back to last year, he was their most consistent offensive lineman last year when they got him back. Because I don't think Joe Bitonio or Wyatt Teller had great years last year. So he has the potential to be their top offensive lineman this year as well. 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2, they go power. They go outside to Judkins. He's fighting for it. He's a yard short. I just wonder if they go for it here or if they go for the field goal. Let's see what they do. Looks like they're keeping the offense on the field.
Just watch the defense. It's a prerequisite for this Brian Flores defense that everyone has to have lateral quickness from the defensive line to the linebackers.
I think the linebacker made the play. The linebacker made the play there by getting Joel to stay to the outside. 4th down, they go for it. Judkins gets the 1st down. They ran right behind Aiden Huntington. Aiden Huntington is a Swiss Army knife that the Browns have, and they're getting their money's worth out of him. He's I believe he was an undrafted rookie free agent. I wouldn't say they're playing better. I would say they added Jack Conklin, and also just going back and look at the tape, when they're running, they don't do well when they run gap runs. When they run zone runs and counters, they do really well. They also do well in split zone. So they're running plays that they've had success with.
The 4th year back takes it down to the 1-yard line, gain of 3.
Honestly, Kenny, you go 4 straight runs here. There's no reason.
All right, Browns at the 1-yard line. They run Jerome forward. He gets him down to the 1. He comes off the field.
And continue to just pound the football.
Judkins returns. Took 1 play off.
He needed it.
I want to see a split zone here. I want to see them use Fannin come across the field and block. They didn't do that. Fake to Judkins. Harold Fannin touchdown to the outside. Nice play. They dialed it up better than I thought. So Jerome Ford has been really solid in his pass blocking on third downs. Browns get on the board.
And this is a nice job of Kevin Stefanski. I said run the ball. That's a defensive mind, right? Well, he said they're going to line up for all the runs. We're going to go and have our run fake play action.
Yeah, as soon as he got outside number 55, he was good.
And Harold Fanning gets an easy touchdown.
His first in the NFL. And it comes overseas.
All right. Andrew Smith makes the field goal.
Well, Kevin O'Connell, the Vikings head coach, told us yesterday.
All right, so the Browns are on the board first. They're up 7-0. Browns defense forced a turnover. The Browns offense able to capitalize. Big run from Quinshon Judkins. He led that drive, I would say. Dylan Gabriel capped it off inside the 5-yard line in the red zone. He was able to get Harold Fanning on what everybody assumed would be a run. Harold Fanning got outside of that linebacker, and once he got outside of him, it's just throw and catch right there. So it's good. Back to one of your comments, Jeffrey. One thing Shedeur Sanders fans need to calm down on is them talking about Dylan Gabriel taking shots at him. I don't tone police anybody. I don't tell anyone what they can and can't say. You can say whatever you want to say. I just have the right to either listen to you, not listen to you, disagree, or state my facts or state how I view the situation. So I'm never the person, especially fans. Fans is short for fanatic. You can root for whoever you want to root for. You can say what you want to say. Once you get into tone policing people, that's where I draw the line. I don't do the tone police. Say what you feel. Root for your player. I'm not saying you got to root for a player just because he's on a team that you root for. We saw when people were having this conversation previously about Dylan Gabriel, and people said, oh, you should root for him because he's on the Browns. If you don't believe he's going to do well, you're perfectly fine with stating that. So for me, I'll give the example of Cam Mitchell. Cam Mitchell was the starting nickel to start the year. He got torched in Baltimore. He got exposed. He didn't play the next week, and then now he's cut. Should I have to root for Cam Mitchell because he was on the team, even though his performance was bad? So that's the example I'll give you, that root for whoever you want to root for. I think with the lead, with the Browns running the ball well, I think they'll do well. The thing I want to see is what happens when you're in position where you have to make a throw. The defense know you have to make a throw. So that's what I want to see. Detroit Gemini, nobody wants Dylan to fail. If he's good, that's great. They can trade Shedeur. They both win. That's the goal. I agree. I like that take. I like your take right there, Detroit Gemini. That's true, but it's just crazy that neither of the Browns rookie quarterbacks can say anything without it being flipped. That's true as well. I think the Cleveland Browns local media is doing very bad. They're doing a very bad job at even the questions they're asking them and the situations they're putting them in. And this is not new. I called this out in the summer that the Cleveland Browns media is going to have to change how they're doing things. So everybody said I didn't know what I was talking about, but now everybody sees it. All right, so Browns defense back on the field. There's a flag on the play on the kick return. Let's see what it is.
Return, holding, receiving team number 41. That's a 10-yard penalty. First down.
All right, the Vikings going to get pushed back there. Holding penalty on the kick return. They might be inside of the 20. So that's a big penalty there. Where they spotting the ball at? O'Donnell looking kind of frustrated so far to start the game.
These guys get off the football. They're fast. They're violent. They play the run on the way to the quarterback.
We're good.
From the 18-yard line, this is Xavier Scott. Takes it out to the 25.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about with direct runs. Kevin O'Connell, he's saying, look, we're not going to match their speed, but
keep your eyes on Miles Harding. He played really well against the Lions. The Lions didn't really attack him. The Lions were kind of going at Greg Newsome a lot. Dylan looked sharp this morning. Yeah, Dylan not starting out bad.
Another flag. False start.
False start. Offense number 60. That's a 5-yard penalty. Second down.
That's Joe Huber, the rookie out of Wisconsin, undrafted, making his first start in the National Football League.
I don't think Dylan started out bad. I think this is the ideal start for Dylan Gabriel. This is the position you want him to start in, where he has short fields. He start in plus territory. So I think that's a plus for him. Also, the running game is dominating so far.
Second down and 8, following the penalty. And it's Myles Garrett who makes the stop, wrapping up Scott after a short game.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's Tom Brady. I'm just saying he doesn't look like a rookie making his first start in the UK. That's what I mean. Like, he hasn't done anything egregious. He hasn't fumbled a snap. They haven't had any procedural penalties. So from there, you would say he hasn't looked bad.
Have to figure out
3rd and 7.
how to make it work. Communication is always going to be the key. Both sides talking about that being the point of emphasis.
We're down at 7. Wentz throws, and it's complete. Jefferson for a Vikings first down.
Man, Justin Jefferson's so good. It's so hard to watch Justin Jefferson just ball out like this. The Browns have always needed a receiver, and when I look at Justin Jefferson, I just think about how the Browns took Jedrick Wills with a top 10 draft pick the same year he came out. I believe he was pick number 22. So it's crazy every time I see Justin Jefferson. I'm a Chiefs fan. I did not like how Carson Wentz played for the Chiefs last year. Yeah, Carson Wentz is he's up and down.
Naylor in motion from the 36, fake to Scott. Wentz fires.
Man, oh man.
Incomplete. Intended for Naylor with Newsome defending.
Greg Newsome is having a really solid game so far. Really solid game. He had to chase this guy all the way across the field in man-to-man, and he was able to do that. Wentz threw a pass that was too far outside. Today's NFL needs 2 quality QBs. I hope they're successful. I can't disagree there with so many QBs going down.
Look at that defense first across the board. They do a very nice job, and you have to understand, pick and choose when you want to take your shots.
Second down and 10, wide open, Jefferson. Another first down. His 3rd reception takes it out to the 48, gain of 12.
One thing I'm starting to notice that these innovative offensive play callers are doing, they are calling their motion is coming right before the snap. And it's really making the defense expose their hand if they're in man or in zone. And I noticed this a lot. The 49ers did this. Sean McVay does this. And I'm seeing the Vikings do this as well. So they run their motion with a purpose.
For that route.
Wentz on first down, there's a flag, far side of the field.
They are really attacking Greg Newsome. What happens to Carson Wentz is what happens to a lot of quarterback injuries. They never recover. Injuries, and then also Carson Wentz, he wasn't as beloved in the locker room as other QBs who came through Philly, and that kind of caused a rift in the Philly situation as well. So, and then it's kind of how do you get to your full potential? So he had that one breakout year. Injuries change things, and also with injuries, you can lose some of your confidence. You can kind of lose your way there. So, especially for a quarterback, you need that confidence.
First Stadium in North London, 10 miles northeast of Buckingham Palace. First down at 15. It's Hawkinson. He's forced out of bounds by Ronnie Hickman. Gain of 5. Second and 10 upcoming. Vikings, the first team in NFL history to play consecutive international games in different cities. Lost to the Steelers in Dublin, Ireland last Sunday. They sent 37,000 pounds of equipment on a ship to Dublin in July.
Wow.
It arrived in September, and then everything was transferred over to London last weekend.
Man.
Second down and 10. Fake to Scott. Wentz throws. It's Naylor. Puts up a Vikings first down in Browns territory.
That's a nice job.
Man, can we get one of these receivers that Minnesota has? I mean, they go from Jefferson to Naylor to Addison. Man, they got some receiver. They got some receiver talent.
Jalen Naylor, he doesn't waste time getting into his route. You saw the pressure on Carson Wentz, but that route was open. And if you notice, everything is going out to the sideline because it is hard to cover out there, right? You have the sideline as your friend, as a defensive guy, but everything is you're being taught to cover everything inside. So those outbreaking routes are going to be open.
Gain of 20. This is Cam Akers. He throws wide open. Touchdown, Josh Oliver.
Man, they do a trick play there and they catch the Browns. So they just did a outside sweep to Cam Akers to a quarterback pass. I mean, he turned to a quarterback, he passed it. Direct snap to Akers there. So you think they're running a wildcat and the tight end just leaks out. Nobody stays with them. They score an easy touchdown. What's good, Vegan Water? Yeah, the game started at 9:30. 9:30. They didn't start a minute late either. You know how sometimes the 105 game might start a couple minutes late. This game started like it was 9:30 and 1 second, and the game was started. So they take advantage of the Browns' aggression there to get that touchdown. One thing I'm noticing so far is that Minnesota's having no problem moving the ball upfield, and that's kind of concerning. If it's run or pass, they're moving the ball. So I want to see how this Browns defense can settle in and do something to stop that, because that's going to be an issue and concern moving forward. All right, back to 7-7. It's a tie game, tie ball game. They're really going at Greg Newsome, so he really has to step up. He's made some plays. He's got beat a couple times. So I think that's the matchup they like. I don't believe they've thrown a pass in the direction of Denzel Ward yet. So Greg Newsome is the one that they're working. They are getting the ball out of Carson Wentz's hands fast, like you say, Jeffrey, and then also they're doing misdirection. So when you have an aggressive defense like the Browns who constantly want to get upfield, you got to do some misdirection to get them to take like a half step to get them off balance. And they're calling a great game plan, just a great game plan. Even on that first drive, before Greg Newsome gets in to make the tackle and Alex Wright knocks the ball down or strips the running back, before that happened, they were moving the ball. This drive, they moved the ball. So O'Donnell, the head coach and offensive play caller for the Minnesota Vikings, he is using motion really well, and he is really scheming this game up really well to put Carson Wentz in a good position. I watched last week's game, Minnesota versus the Steelers, and I watched that because the Browns were playing those two teams next, and I just wanted to get an idea for those two teams. And one thing I noticed was Carson Wentz was not as comfortable as he looks this week. So they had to the offensive line for the Vikings is beat up. Yeah, they got to get pressure on them. How they score. Which one, Vegan? The Vikings scored. They ran a wildcat to Cam Akers. He went to the outside. The tight end leaked out. They threw it to him for a touchdown. The Browns got a fumble recovery. Then they got a long run from Quinshon Judkins. Then they got inside the red zone. They got down to the one. Jerome Ford ran it. Then instead of running, they did a fake run, and they threw it to Harold Fanner Jr. On the outside for the TD for the Browns. So that's how both teams start. They're getting downfield quick. Yes, Minnesota is getting right downfield. Right downfield.
And it's a touchdown to Josh Oliver. Akers, the former Ram, spent some time with the Texans, was in training camp this year with the Saints, his third stint with the Vikings.
And that was a good-looking drive. Nice balance of run and pass from Kevin O'Connell. Nice execution by the offense.
Jerome Ford on the return for the Browns. The hole. And takes
no problem.
To the
No problem, Vegan Warrior. I got you.
Usually when you see the running back in the dot position, it's wildcat, right? There's no quarterback back there. Instead, Kevin O'Connell taking full advantage of that aggressive Browns defense. Cam Akers faking like he was going to run a toss play and throws a beautiful pass to Josh Oliver for the touchdown. There's Carson Wentz. He told us the big plays will come. We just got to make them. That was one of the big plays. It came, and they made it.
Right. He said we have to be patient against this Browns defense. Jenkins on first down, not much. Theo Jackson made the stop.
Yeah, I'm really in.
Browns go under center for the run to Quinshon Judkins. One adjustment the Vikings made on this drive, it looks like they brought the safety down. He chased down Judkins from behind and got the tackle. So now 2nd and 10. Let's see what the Browns do.
Tackles in there and see if they can stop the run.
Harrison Smith, the 6-time Pro Bowler on the field for the Vikings.
All right, they hit Dylan Sampson out the backfield. Looks like he got about 5 or 6 yards. So that's where you want to be. You want to be 3rd and short. You don't want to be 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. So good play there.
In Baltimore, back in week 2, Gabriel connected.
Thomas S. Just a matter of time before the scouting report is out on Dylan Gabriel, and then here comes Legendary. We'll see this start down, then I got a comment on that. God's love, go Vikings. Hey, rep your squad, rep your team.
3rd down and 4. Gabriel complete. Fanning.
I think the stretch.
Man, great play by Harold Fanning. He actually threw that short of the sticks. Harold Fanning, always hard to tackle to get to the ground. He reaches out, he stretches out, he gets that first down. So great play there. Oh, I'll say this real quick in between plays. Thomas S. That is the key. That's the key to greatness. Greatness is them having game film on you, knowing what you want to do, and you still being able to show up and perform.
Blocking game as well. And now he's lined up at fullback position.
Grew up in Canton, Ohio, home of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Here's Jenkins.
Jenkins, let's go. Can you break it? Can you break it? Stop looking back. Stop looking back. Let's go. Man, this might be coming back. I am for sure, but hope Vikings win today. God's love, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I think might be on the offense.
There are 2 fouls, both against the offense. Holding, offense number 16, that penalty's declined. Holding, offense number 44, that's a 10-yard penalty. First down.
Man, oh man.
2 Cleveland penalties on the play.
Nice run by Judkins, call back. That was a great run.
Lined up on the left side, and
yeah, that's a hold.
right there.
And that's a hole right inside of the hole that Judkins was able to get outside. So I've been praising Harold Fanning for his blocking, but there, Judkins, you got to push him back. I mean, not Judkins. Harold Fanning, you got to push him back. You can't get that arm outside and hold his jersey like that and twist him around. So Dylan Gabriel seeing the other underneath stuff better than Joe Flacco. Yeah, I don't know what Joe Flacco's on. 1st and 20. Dylan Sampson in the game with Jerome Ford, so I like that change. Bad at pass, bad at the line of scrimmage. I think these are the scenarios where we're really going to get to see how Dylan Gabriel handles himself, because it is a 1st and 20, now a 2nd and 20. So this is when we're really going to see when they know what's actually coming. They know that you have to throw the ball, or you got to get pretty good chunk plays to get things going. Absolutely right. You can't teach height. Yeah, that's a fact. Let's see what they do 2nd and 20.
For that, he was just going to be a body. He starts playing and performing. It's performance-based business, and he now earned a starting spot.
Pass is caught by Fanning on 2nd and 20. As time winds down in this first quarter from
all right, that's going to be it. That's going to be it for the first quarter. Browns get about 5 yards there, throwing it to Harold Fanning. All right, let's check out this poll. So I put a poll up. So far it is 53% have picked the Browns, 47% have picked the Vikings to win this game. This is essentially a 0-0 game. It's a tie game. at this point when both teams scoring. The Browns have some opportunities here to run the ball. They have to do a better job of not getting these penalties because the opportunities are there to run the ball against this Vikings team. Dillon did a decent job moving around the pocket there. Vegan Warrior. Gabriel guaranteed to throw a pick six in this game. I just watched the TD. The linebacker should have gotten a pick six. He wasn't looking. Yeah, once Harold Fanning once he crossed that linebacker's face and got to the outside, it was nothing the linebacker could do because Dillon could always throw the ball further outside. So he had him beat. If he would have knew that was coming, he could have did a better job of defending it. But hey, that's the beauty of play design. Play design is you don't need guys to misstep 4 and 5 steps. All you need is a half step to 1 step. A guy steps the wrong way, and that's the difference between a touchdown and interception. I don't think Dillon's doing bad, but I think we haven't really. We have to let the game play out and see more of how he does in obvious passing situations. After this game or going into the week, the things I'll be looking at, I'll be looking at how Dillon Gabriel handled third down. I'll be looking at how he handles obvious passing situations. That's where I really get my grade. And on seeing how he does in this game. Early in the game, when we've been running the ball like this, until they start to do some play action off of the run game, then it's hard to. I don't think he's been bad. I think he's handled the operation, but just us seeing him perform and me rating his performance, I think that'll come more as we see him in those situations. Play action, but the linebacker a bit too hard. That was his pick six. Yeah, he got him. That's why Vegan, if you look back, he kind of grabbed that Harold Fanning as he was going to the outside. At that point, he was done. There was nothing he could do. He is doing okay. I think he's going to check down too quickly. I respect your outlook on talking about different players. Shout out to you, Steve. I appreciate it. Yeah, hey, it's a whole team of players. Russell Wilson was the last small QB to win the Super Bowl. One thing, though, they had beast mode. Marshawn Lynch is one of my favorite running backs ever. Let's see. We got the game back 3rd and 15. Let's go. And we got offsides on the left tackle.
Offense number 68, 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Tim Moss, third down, he does get it done. Yeah, in the preseason, he got it done on third down. So, for me, that's one of the things that I grade a quarterback on, especially a team that offense hasn't looked the best. I grade them on what they do on third down.
Pretty great history together. It started with me evaluating him in college.
All right, 3rd and 20.
Threw about 4 or 5 touchdowns in college. So
man, another penalty. I don't know what that penalty was for. He just gets the ball to Devin Njoku. They pick up probably 11 on there.
Pass was caught by Njoku.
Legal formation on the offense. Number 68 was in the backfield. That penalty will be
Man.
4th down.
So as Kevin O'Connell mentioned,
68 just killed that. So the first time he jumped off sides way too early. On that play, he lined up in the backfield. It didn't matter. It was 3rd and 20. But he has to do better.
And yes, Cam Akers.
How does Dillon look? He doesn't look bad, Harris. He's handling it well. He hasn't made any mistakes yet, so we'll see. Dillon Gabriel does have Russell Wilson arm. I'm guessing, Jeffrey, you were saying he doesn't have Russell Wilson arms?
Yeah, pulled it out on a sunny day in London.
I just want something different. Not impressed with Dillon yet. Yeah, we haven't really seen him in position to really show much. We haven't seen Dillon in position to really show much. So we'll see more as the game goes on. The offensive lineman jumped. Yeah, on that drive, number 68, he jumped off sides. Then he was lined up. That means when they say illegal formation, that means on the lineman, that means he was lined up behind. His helmet was behind the back, if you're looking straight down the line, of the rest of the offensive linemen. So that's what happened there. My bot is kind of getting y'all right now. Let's see what we got. All right, Vegan Warrior. Let's check out yours. Gabriel had to throw it. He was about to get sacked. He barely did a fake. Watch the replay. Wow, when you get a chance, there was no reason for him to bite. The fake was weak. Hey, Hey, Vegan, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not saying it was the best fake. I'm just saying once that tight end, once Harold Fanning crosses his face, you can't come back. You can't come back from that. Thomas S. Let's see. Name a Johnny Unitas award winner that is a 5th round, 144 pick and a 3rd string quarterback. Oh wait, we coming. This is the thing. I think we're just going through the process and let it play itself out. Dylan Gabriel either is going to play and keep himself on the field, or he's going to play himself off the field, just like Joe Flacco. We're just going to wait and play itself out. I think Dylan Gabriel will be tested when he has to throw the ball downfield. I think the underneath stuff, the quick stuff, I think he could do well. I think he'll be tested when he has to throw the ball deep. When you got to get into that 10 to 15 yard range with air time, not throwing a short pass, and it ends up for 10 to 15 yards. I think that's where the intermediate passing game, that's where we're going to really be able to see what Dylan Gabriel's made of. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I didn't get to get my keys for the game. The game has already started, but I'll say this. After watching last week's game and hearing some of the things with how the Vikings blitz and disguise things, I think Dylan Gabriel has the potential to struggle more in this game than he does versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, because the Pittsburgh Steelers also blitz a lot, but they don't get to the quarterback as much. So, and they also are a zone-heavy team. So I think he'll be able to do better versus zone, but I think he might get confused a little bit in this game. Let's go. We got the Vikings with the ball 14 minutes, 28 seconds ago. Let's go.
Justin Jefferson around a lot more, and they're finding these one-on-one matchups.
Here's Naylor, took the handoff from Wentz, and picks up the Vikings first down. Out to the 36-yard line, gain of 15.
O'Donnell is scheming up such a good game plan. So when him having a receiver come in the backfield, they've done this a couple of times. They've done it with Justin Jefferson. They get Naylor to the outside for the first down. He is calling a great game. No, they're going to keep him on the field when he's trash. They put in Flacco back in, Trey Shador, so I can start watching the Browns. Hey, you here with us. Just like, see, I'm a Browns fan, so I'm here regardless. So you here with us, Vegan Warrior. You got to keep watching these Browns. Zedrick, what's good, bro? Hey, man, everything going good. Early start. We got our bearings under us. We are good now. Thomas asks, it's politics. Of course. It's definitely politics, isn't it?
Really been the balance of the Vikings offense.
All right, 2nd and 9.
Run pass balance, but inside and outside, keeping Jim Schwartz off beat of when he
That's it. Thomas S. Hey, let it take its course. It'll play itself out.
Wentz on 2nd and 9. Catch is made by Mason. Out of the backfield, you mentioned earlier, Wentz and Schwartz together.
All right, so they throw it to Mason out of the backfield. He gets nowhere. Allen Iverson has a good quote and tattoo. It said, "Only the stronger survive." So that's what it is. When you're a quarterback for the Browns, only the stronger survive. And this is our 41st quarterback since 1999. So that tells you how strong they've been. No, it hurts so bad. Vegan Warrior, think about this. You just started watching this and you realize the pain. Think about the pain that us lifelong Browns fans have. We've been going through it.
He was playing that well.
3rd and 9.
For his 6 different NFL team the last 6 seasons.
Wentz a lot of time. Come on, that's weak, man. The Browns put themselves in this situation, in my opinion. They should have kept Kenny Pickett just in case Joe Flacco played bad. I don't got no faith in Kenny Pickett. I mean, they could have kept him if they didn't want to play the rookies, but I don't have no faith in Kenny Pickett. Miles Harden? How you calling it on Miles Harden?
Now makes it an automatic first down. Excuse me. So the 3rd down, they were about to get off the field.
Man, that was trash.
Give the offense a good field position. Instead, you have the penalty. Now it's 1st and 10.
NFL streaming. What you got going on?
Toss to Scott.
So something I noticed a couple of weeks ago, I noticed that Isaiah McGuire was losing outside contain, and they just challenged him staying to his principles with outside contain. He didn't. That's how they were able to get that outside. They get a first down run of 9 yards. We need back-to-back injury for Shedeur to play. Shaking my head. Yeah, hey, nature's gonna play his course, man. He gonna get his shot. I'll just tell you something that'll make you feel good. The Browns, since Kevin Stefanski been here, have played at least 3 quarterbacks. I want to say 4 out of his 6 years. So majority of the time he's played multiple quarterbacks. 2nd and 1, they go heavy play action. Carson Wentz overshoots Justin Jefferson. Let's see what you said there, Jeffrey. No, I think the Browns are doing a good job with Shedeur Sanders. If you think about it, they put Dylan Gabriel on a bad situation playing good Vikings defense. Yeah, it's the NFL. You can't really scheme up a good plan for who you're going to play somebody against. I think the Browns are going to get more credit for how Shedeur performs if it's good than if he's bad. So if he comes in, he balls out, they're going to say, see, the Browns did it right. They held him. They waited till he was ready. 3rd and 1. Let's see what the Vikings do here. Man, they did another pitch to the outside. Isaiah McGuire steps it up. He maintains his outside leverage there. They get the stop on 4th down. Great play there. They caught Isaiah McGuire slipping last time when his outside contained. He did his job here. He didn't allow them to get outside, and they stopped that toss to the outside. Great job there. Great job, Isaiah McGuire. That's what I want to see. Yeah, I mean, it's the NFL. How many times did you watch Dylan Gabriel play in college? Be honest. I watched him both games against Ohio State, and then I went back after the year as I was looking through all the quarterbacks, and I watched him a lot. I watched a lot of his games after the draft. I didn't watch them live. So to me, versus Ohio State, he did well in the first game. The second game, he didn't do as well. They really neutralized him in the second game, I'll say. And then I went back and I watched a lot of his game film in college. And to me, I actually wanted the Browns to draft the tight end from Oregon, Ferguson. He got drafted by the Rams. I also was like, man, Tez Johnson is going to be a guy. He's down in Tampa. So to me, I started to see he had some really good skill players around him. And then also, you have to run your offense a certain way with Dylan Gabriel. You got to create lanes by using the offensive line. And I just didn't think that an NFL team would be able to adjust their game to it. So you got to do what they did in Tua. With Tua in Miami, you got to adjust. All right, so did you see the report on Shedeur by Rappaport? Nope, I didn't see it. Let me check it out during the commercial break. Shedeur needed to work on his process, and that's why I think them waiting is the right thing to do. But think about it. What quarterback? I watched them live twice, Vegan Warrior. I watched them live twice, and then I went back and watched them. Shedeur needed to work on his process, and that's why I think them waiting is the right thing to do. The only issue with that is, the only issue with the processing thing is, the only thing that helps you process better is real live game, because you need the game speed. So you need that game speed to be able to process them better. Dylan Gabriel ran a really easy offense in Oregon. Yeah, it's definitely a quarterback-friendly offense. I'll give you that. They ran a lot of screen plays. I saw that a lot. And it was just get guys in space. So they got great athletes in Oregon. Actually, I watched them more than twice. No, it was twice because I was Bo Nix on something in Colorado. Yeah, I watched them twice. Twice live. The rest I went back and watched. Let's see about this Ian Rappaport situation. Let's see if it's on the X homepage. Okay, was he remarkable when you watched him, or was he average at best? To me, he was a cog in the wheel. He wasn't the wheel. That's how I'll say. He was a cog in the wheel. He didn't slow things down, but the skill players shined the most to me when I went back and watched them. Hey, they're going to try to. Let's get back to the game. I got to find that Ian Rappaport thing. I'll find that later. The game is back. Browns got the ball right outside, right about the 11-yard line.
Turnovers. The big plays come when their fundamentals are sound.
Rookie Dylan Gabriel and the Browns start from the 11. Quick out to Fannin. Is 3. Fannin with the Browns touchdown earlier.
Fannin gets up a little gingerly, and there's
Harold Fannin Jr. might got a shaking up there on that play. 6'9", 39 yards. Dillon hasn't done anything spectacular yet, but they will say he's doing an amazing job of having a great game. Yeah, I don't think I think he's managing the game. I don't think it's anything special. But he's not making mistakes. I'll say that. Facts, Jeff. Okay, how many times you watched Shador? I watched Shador's entire career from Jackson State. So they try to run an RPO there. Dillon tries to keep it. He gets tackled in the backfield. It's going to be 3rd and 10, it looks like. So 3rd and long. This is where we're going to see what he can do.
Dallas Turner is their first-round pick from 2 years ago. He is extremely athletic. I mean, this guy runs a sub-4.5. He is big, fast, very fluid in space, and they are really getting after him, wanting to use him in the pass pressure where he gets the sack. And there's Flores, 9-1 with the rookie quarterbacks, and what he does is he just overloads them, right? There's so much volume of defense that they have to try to diagnose. They can't do it, and he gets the W.
That's as the head coach of Miami and defensive coordinator of Minnesota. Gabriel steps up and will be taken down.
Nice.
Not a bad play right there. Dillon Gabriel couldn't see anybody downfield. Open. He steps up. He runs for about 8 yards, so he make the most of it. But he's not able to get the first down. Yeah, I don't know. It looked like he couldn't see anything back there. Not making mistakes because he ain't taking no chances. Yeah, facts. That's why I said on 3rd down, I want to see how he does. Obvious passing downs, I want to see how he does. So now, in what university can anyone argue he's a better quarterback? Universe. I don't know how they try to argue he's better if you look at just based on college. Based on college, one was a cog in the wheel, one was the wheel. And the way you can look at that is you can look at Oregon. Every year they're pumping a new quarterback in there when they have to, or every 2 years, and that quarterbacks have success. If you look at Colorado, what they're missing is quarterback play. So you see the downside once they got Caden Salter there. His spiritual world, where do you think he was going? Hey, he couldn't see, so he had to take off and try to run. He just couldn't get there. Couldn't get nowhere. I don't expect him to take any chances. Zedric, see, he could have to take chances if the game stays close like this. If in the second half, if Minnesota says we're going to shut down the run, he's going to have to take chances. Do the Browns need a cog in the wheel? No. This Browns team needs a wheel. They need a wheel. They need a guy who elevates everybody around them because they don't have – on the QB option? The QB option, nowhere. Like, he was going nowhere. First view of that, he probably should have just gave that to the running back. No, he's not going to, and not taking any chances, ain't going to win games. All I know is just wait when 12 comes, everybody going to click. I'm watching regardless. I'm a Browns fan. I'm a Shador fan. I'm watching regardless. I'm here every week. But eventually the game dictates if you have to take chances. So if it's 7-7, Minnesota's moving the ball upfield like this, moving the Browns defense around, eventually you got to take some chances. You're going to have to try a 50-50 ball. You're going to have to because the game going to dictate that. Doesn't matter who we think is better, though. Dillon Gabriel is our head coach's guy, so if he thinks he's better, he's going to play. You can talk about who you think is better. I don't think it's a problem with that. Nobody was drafting Dillon. Facts, Jeff. So the reports were Miami was looking at Dillon Gabriel. That's the reports. Those were the only reports I can find. Zedric, I think Kevin likes having average QB play because he can get credit for wins. Hey, I'm with you when you're right. I think Kevin does not perform well when the expectation is there. So when you have a quarterback who nobody expects to do anything, that's when Kevin Stefanski does the most. When you have the expectations there, that's when Kevin Stefanski doesn't do the most. Let's see what your message said. So everybody should be fired and the franchise should be built around Shedeur, if not trade him. If they don't, they're cowards, and I hate them for making me wait to see Shedeur. Hey, they put you through it, Viking Warrior. They said we're gonna keep you here for a long time.
2007 with 296 yards on the ground. Wentz was 14 years of age at the time. And he said it was really cool to pull on the uniform for his first home start. As he hands it off out to the
1st and 10, Minnesota gets a couple yards there on first down. All right, let's keep going. Dylan Kane tensions upfield. It's hard for him to see. Yeah, on that play, he couldn't really see anything. But to be honest, Kevin has really picked their quarterback either besides Dylan Gabriel. The Browns say everything is collaborative. So to me, everybody takes an L for the Deshaun Watson trade. They all 33%, 33 and the 3% for everybody for that. They all, because they always say everything is collaborative. 2nd and 6.
Rookie last season, J.J. McCarthy missed the entire year, started the first 2
Mason
games
Graham getting that pressure.
As Wentz throws it away, McCarthy
Forces Wentz to throw it away. It's going to be 3rd and 6. John Harbaugh is the same way you're applying as Edric. Yeah, spiritual war. Once some of these coaches, once they have the expectation there, they crumble under the expectations. Harris, how do you feel about DC replacing Kevin? I don't want it. Jim Schwartz has been a head coach before, and he is way better suited just being a head coach of the defense.
so far. And jerseys of just about every NFL team. Penalty marker.
I think they're going to get Myles Garrett for being offsides. Carson Wentz nowhere to go. Man, what is this?
Finally forced out of bounds.
I think that's going to be offsides on Myles Garrett. He tried to get himself back. Carson Wentz makes a play. I heard everybody saying Carson Wentz wasn't athletic. That's just not true. Carson Wentz is still athletic. He gets to the outside, makes a play upfield. Let's see.
On the play, offside, defense number 95, holding, offense number 64. Those fouls will offset.
Oh, thank you. Offset penalties. They're going to replay 3rd down. Let's get to our messages.
Let's take a look at Myles.
That's the offside.
That's the offside. And then there's a hold. That's Blake Brand.
I told you he can't see over the line. Thomas S. I think the last time I watched the Browns seriously, they had Bernie Kosar. Man, so you ain't watched them since '89? Is that a good play by Wentz? Yeah, that was a good play. They called it back.
He's the one that held on Mason Graham. This is his first time playing center.
Shedeur will play, be patient, but I don't think it matters how either rookie quarterbacks play this year because I don't think the Browns see either of them as franchise. I can't disagree with you there. 3rd and 6, Wentz on the run. Spin move. Oh, my goodness. They're initially marking this short, but I think if Minnesota challenges, they might be able to get the first down. It looked like my first view, he got the first down there. All right, where were we at? Man, NFL streaming, what you got going on? So they're just going to punt it. They're not even going to look at it. It looked like Wentz got it. Patricia really shot it at Ohio State. Yeah, he got that defense playing good at Ohio State.
Right, moves it downfield. Larverdane backpedaling, takes it out to 23. Rookie out of South Carolina.
I'm happy they got Gage back there returning kicks. Myles Garrett is good for an offsides once per game. That is true. That is true. Myles Garrett is offsides once per game. And Jim Brown before that. Vegan Warrior, are you 100 years old? Okay, Wentz looking like Lamar. I heard people saying this week that Carson Wentz was a statue, just like Joe Flacco, and I was like, I don't think these people watch football. I don't think they watch football. Carson Wentz is way more athletic. Carson Wentz is way more athletic than Joe Flacco. Time is really flying. Wentz has 10 years in the league. Yeah, 10 years in, just like that. Time blew by. Gage 84 is out there. Yeah, Jeffrey, I'm happy. They got Gage out there. DeAndre Carter is on IR, so happy to see Gage get the opportunity.
Plays the most snaps of the defensive line. You know he wants to lead by example.
You gotta go from the 26. He'll get it into the hands of Malachi Corley.
Oh, Malachi Corey. They just called him up from the practice squad.
Practice squad this week. Injury suffered by Cedric Tillman and DeAndre Carter.
He got some burst to him.
And Larvadain.
Tim Moss, time for a 2-minute drill. Yeah, they got to get this thing moving. Gage needs some offensive opportunities. I agree. Has Dylan connected with Bonds? No, he hasn't. He threw one pass to Bonds. It was incomplete. Defender made a great play on the ball.
Here's Junkins. So they've been balanced with the rookie quarterback at the helm.
Junkins tripped up. You think they'll waive Carter?
They've passed the ball.
I don't know if they'll waive him. He's on IR. The Browns have a very bad record of getting specialist guys who just return punts and kicks, and they get injured every year. It's crazy. They know if Shador shines, he runs the show, and Kevin and Andrew are probably out. Yeah, Tommy, you're on to something. Vegan Warrior. Whoops. Let's see.
Ball in harm's way, so Kevin Stefanski helping Dylan Gabriel out with that process.
Fake to Jenkins on 2nd and 7. Down goes Gabriel. Back at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, this is a nice
Good
shot.
morning, Miss Brown.
Dawkins. You see the movement from that defensive line.
Thomas, appreciate the love.
Offensive line, he actually comes unblocked because they did the slight stunt inside. As soon as you do that little
Man, they
slight
got him.
stunt inside,
Sack on the play.
now you're gonna have to communicate.
You folks don't realize the world is watching the Browns for the first time just because of Sanders. Not his last name is college plays speak for itself. Hey, I agree with you right there. 3rd and 13.
3rd down and 13. Coming back to make the catch.
It looks like he got it to Judy. Let's see. Let's see if they call that a catch. He went down. He dove to the ground for the pass. Let's see if they hold it.
Cleveland Browns are going quickly.
Yeah, quickly back up to the line.
Yeah. Let's take a quick look. And Jerry Jeudy.
It looks like he caught that.
Play has been run.
Nope. Did they get the challenge?
Oh, there we go.
By Kevin O'Connell.
Kevin O'Connell's going to challenge if Jerry Jeudy caught that pass. We're going to get a play back. Vegan Warrior, you've been watching the Browns a long, long time. Okay, that was a good throw. Drop. Hi, I was a little sick, but I made it. Hope you're feeling better. Wishing a speedy recovery for you, Miss Brown. All right, let's see. I'm seeing a replay now.
Jerry Jeudy looks like he gets his.
Oh, that's a drop.
Oh, that is incomplete.
That's a drop. That's a drop.
Job by Rogers.
Zedric, you called that. That's a drop. That's going to be a drop. On the first replay, we identified that's a drop. Man, that Jerry Jeudy has to work on catching the ball. He catches the ball too close to his body. That's the issue with all these drops. He really has to catch the ball with his hands. No problem, Ms. Brown. Let's see. Somebody told me to check out what Ian Rappaport said about Shador, so I got this up on another screen. Let's see if I can find out what he was talking about. All right, so just by reading the caption, it says that Mike Garofalo is saying Shador Sanders likely plays this year. Oh, I was wondering because I'm like, man, Zedric, you calling these plays before we get to them, but hey, I appreciate it. You was a little ahead of us. You got us beat by at least like 30 seconds. I wonder how much more viewership and stadium sales they have compared to last year. They should be highlighted more. They're making crazy money. All of our receiver has that issue. Circuit Tillman, Jerry Jeudy, and Isaiah Bond was doing it last week. Yeah, Jeffrey, you talking about catching the ball too close, catching the ball with their body, and try to pin it across their body versus catching it with their hands. Big dog. Dang, you ahead too? Everybody ahead of me. How much time are y'all ahead of me? Would you say y'all about 30 seconds ahead of me? It could just be a slight lag because YouTube has a built-in lag.
The call on the field has been overturned. It's an incomplete
Yeah, that's a
pass.
drop.
Isaiah Rodgers had the best look at the football. Understandably why he was so adamant. And nice job, Kevin O'Connell, getting that in right before Cleveland snapped the football.
O'Connell's first challenge of the season is successful.
Vegan Warrior, I would say, yeah, I would say 30% is probably a good number to say yes up. Why is Jerry Jeudy dropping so much? Yeah, he got to catch the ball with his hands, not with his body. I say 30%. Yeah, I agree with you there, Cedric. 43 yards for Dillon, 7 for 11. Yeah, they're not going really deep. Great punt there. Great punt. Gary Bojorquez balling out. It's crazy when you know the punter's name for them balling out.
Next Sunday at NFL Network, the NFL International Games in London continue. Bo Nix and the Broncos take on Sauce Gardner and the Jets. Next Sunday, 9:30 Eastern on NFL Network.
Jeffrey, yes, I did. I did watch the full Johnny Manziel and Joe Thomas interview. I can't remember if it was you. You might have recommended it to me. Somebody recommended it to me, but I watched the whole thing. It just shows you how long it goes back to the Browns not properly developing quarterbacks, and then also their mistakes with these quarterback competitions was definitely highlighted. Also, it was highlighted how they basically broke Joe Thomas as a player.
Inside, they've done a very nice job.
From the 11-yard line on first down. Gain of 1, Jordan Mason.
There's Myles Garrett.
I've never watched a football game where your QBs fail and go down. I'm starting to feel bad.
That's always going to be a win for Myles Garrett.
That's the position that the Browns put us in. The punter is the best offensive player we have. Facts. Hey, but Bojorquez is all-world. That's an all-world punter right there. Just the simple fact that we know his name lets you know that he's an all-world punter.
Player of the year 2 seasons ago. Second down and 9. Carson Wentz was behind Justin Jefferson, and when we spoke to Myles Garrett,
Harris, have you seen Rushmore on X with Brady and Peyton? No, I haven't seen that.
You asked him, do you know who the last defensive MVP was? And
Let's
immediately
see.
he knew.
Before you say, I knew he knew. But go ahead. Yes.
And not only did he know that Lawrence Taylor was the last, he knew that, as he referred to him, Mr. Page, the great Minnesota Viking Alan Page, was the prior defensive most valuable player before Lawrence Taylor.
Look, I am going to speak for Myles Garrett. He looks at his play. He recognizes he's as good as any player
3rd and
in the
9.
NFL and should be in conversations. For
They give Carson Wentz a ton of time.
Wentz takes off.
Oof.
Takes a big hit, but he's short. He doesn't get the first down.
And it's Schlesinger, Carson on Carson, who makes the tackle once again after Wentz picked up 7.
Yeah, there was good coverage on the back end. You're just going to watch the secondary. Just take a look at how they're playing man coverage. And then as soon as they pop out, look at the routes. The route recognition by the secondary is awesome. And that's where Carson Wentz does a nice job. Almost forced it, decided not to. The pressure got there. And then he picks up as much as he can. But you got to give credit to this Browns defense. They won that play.
The number 1 ranked defense in the NFL coming into play this week. What a kick, taken back at the 17 by Larvadine up the sideline out of bounds.
Nice return there. I'm happy Larvadine is getting time to shine. Hopefully they get him in on offense. Harris Room Sports. So I just kind of looked that up. Were you talking about when they were talking about their Mount Rushmore, where they were picking 3 receivers, 1 tight end? I'm guessing you're talking about that. I might get to that a little bit on tomorrow's episode. I've seen worse offensive performances. Damn quarterback play. Remember the Bills, Nathan Peterman, and he threw 4 interceptions and a half of football. I remember that. They should have just walked him out of the stadium. Who are these supposed to be tanking for? I don't know, because everybody is saying Lenore Sellers, but I think he needed another year in college.
With 2.5 remaining in the second quarter, Gabriel and the Browns start from their 34-yard line, and getting into the backfield to bring down Sampson is.
The Vikings are really selling out for the run. Really selling out for the run. Oh, Harris, yes, it's going to be a bunch of episodes. Oh, I appreciate that. That's definitely something I'm going to add, and I'll be looking out for it on X. All right, so they get off a quick pass to Jerry Jeudy. He catches it this time. We're coming down to the 2-minute warning. It was 2nd and 14. They get about 6 yards there, so it's going to be 3rd and 8. Fernando looks like the #1 college quarterback right now. I've been breaking them down. I break down the college quarterbacks on Tuesdays. Or actually, I break them down over the weekend, and I speak on it on Tuesdays on my live stream that I do. Fernando is up there. Arch Manning. Nobody really needs to speak about Arch Manning anymore. I've been saying his fundamentals weren't there. Garrett Nussmeier hasn't been what he should have been. We know the Drew Allers, the K. Klubniks. I won't even be watching their film anymore because they're not the guys. Fernando Mendoza had just a really 2 good weeks. And then last week, a really tough game. They played Iowa. I like what he was able to do there. So he looks like the guy. He doesn't have the athletic upside as some of the other quarterbacks, but just from pocket passer and understanding what the defense is doing, I think he does that a little bit better. Hi, I can't believe I fell asleep. How's he doing? Has he been picked? Oh, you funny. So he's doing okay. The Browns running game, I would say, has been the focal point of the offense. He has not thrown an interception. He has been sacked. Harris, wait, what about Chambliss? I would say he should be a front runner. I'm guessing you're saying he should be the front runner for Heisman. So the way I broke it down was I looked up the consensus picks for who the media picked as the top draft picks. Are you talking about Ole Miss's quarterback, Harris? My boy DJ Lagway haven't looked good this year. Yeah, so he has the athletic tools, DJ Lagway. He has to get more snaps in college. He has to understand what defenses are doing to him and what they're trying to take away. He's turned the corner to look a little bit better since that 5 interception game, but it's just he needs more college reps. He needs more reps. Let's see. I haven't really looked at Trinidad Chambliss so much. He's 1,000 yards, 5 TD, 1 interception. I looked at him last week. What year is he? Oh, he's a senior. Okay, I didn't know he was a senior. Where's he played at? I got to check him out. I didn't realize he was a senior.
Goes into the blue 10.
3rd and 8 here.
Meanwhile, 3rd down and 9 for Gabriel and this Browns offense. Pass is caught by Bond.
He gets it to the outside to Isaiah Bond. He's going to be 1 yard short of the first down. I don't think the Browns are really going for it on.
The Browns will leave the offense on the field.
I don't think they're really going for it on their side of the field. I think they're going to try to draw them off sides. I don't see them going for it. Oh my goodness, they are going for it, and they get it. Wow. Kevin Stefanski playing a super bowl there. Yeah, that was a great catch by Isaiah Bond. I'm surprised he went for it there. I thought that was going to be the let me try to fake and get you offside.
We approach 1 minute remaining. Vikings deferred at the start of the game, so they will get the ball first in the second half. As the
that was almost picked off. He undercut David Njoku.
There's the smartest player on the defense. Josh Metellus one-on-one versus David Njoku. Undercuts David Njoku, who's starting to kind of fade a little bit, and Dylan Gabriel trying to fit it into a tight window. Goes back to what I said about in practice. Yeah,
might be 45 seconds ahead. Yeah, I just saw him almost throwing that pick. Okay, got you. Yeah, he almost threw that pick. Yeah, that's he almost got him. All right, they run a screen play to Jerome Ford, big play. He gets to about the 38-yard line. They're on the Viking side of the field. Carson Wentz is going to the locker room. Carson Wentz went into the medical tent, and now he's going into the locker room. That's something to pay attention to.
There is the Vikings backup quarterback, the rookie Max Brosmer. Wentz, we are told, the shoulder issue. His return is questionable. J.J. McCarthy.
I don't even know who Max Brosmer is, but that's the Vikings backup quarterback.
Brosmer is the only other active quarterback on the roster. From the 38, on first down, Gabriel.
Dump off to Jerome Ford. He gets about 5.
Down to the 34-yard line, gain of 4.
Yeah, call the timeout there. Keep some of this time. They're not calling timeout. They're letting it run.
Coming up, the Lexus halftime show. First half recap.
He burning a lot of clock.
Concert. It's all coming up. Lexus halftime. Second down and 6. Gabriel's pass.
Gabriel just threw that away to the outside.
Out of bounds, so the clock stops at 35 seconds.
The Vikings are down to a rookie undrafted. Yeah, I never heard of him before. Max Brosmer. Yeah, it could get ugly real quick.
Brian Flores would be a little more aggressive versus Dylan Gabriel, and he really hasn't been. The front four has been rushing. They've been dropping back, switching between man and zone. And I don't know if it's just that he's saying, look, we're going to stay conservative going into the half. But I would expect him to really start to dial it up. Now you see everyone up on the line of scrimmage now.
Third down and 6. Gabriel to the outside, complete.
Jerry Jeudy.
Picks up a Vikings first down. Murphy the tackle.
You can't burn time. You got to call a timeout here at least. All right, about time.
Gain of 9 from Gabriel to Jeudy.
And there was really no pressure. 5 guys came. There were 5 guys rushing. They got no pressure.
All right, Jeudy makes the catch there. They're moving the ball on this 2-minute drill here. Kevin Stefanski right around midfield was super aggressive. Went for it on 4th and 1. I thought they was going to try to draw him off sides. They actually went for it. So he throws more checkdowns than Dylan Gabriel. Only had 12 touchdowns last year in college. Are you talking about Chambliss? I didn't look at his I didn't look at his game log or anything yet. Let's check out some of his stats. We are back.
Country. He said, I played through the COVID pandemic and the beginning of the NIL era, and now making his first NFL start in London.
Ooh.
The catch is made by Njoku.
David Njoku goes up top to catch it. Catches it right over the top of
He put it only where Njoku could get it.
Right over the top of, I think, 2 Vikings defenders. So great throw there.
Yeah, look at the ball placement. You'd say, I don't want him throwing there, but that was a very nice throw.
Yeah, that was a great catch. That was a great catch there by David Njoku. They're really driving the ball upfield. I'm checking out Chambliss. Let me see.
Putting those balls exactly where he put it for David Njoku.
Now timeout taken by the Vikings. Their first. Gabriel finished 3rd and high.
1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Cleveland Browns moving the ball, really trying to apply that pressure right now because the Vikings get the ball coming out of the half, I believe. Browns had the ball first. I was talking about the Vikings rookie quarterback. Oh, the Vikings rookie quarterback. Got you. Okay. I was saying I never even heard of I never even heard of Matt Brosner before. Got you. Okay. Yeah, because I'm like, I don't know who he is. Harris, I believe he's 4th or 5th in QBR this year. All right, so you're talking about Trinidad Chambliss from Ole Miss. He was talking about the Vikings quarterback, Matt Brosmer. That was my mistake, y'all. My bad. I don't like it. I don't like that play call right there. They try to run the ball up the middle, Jerome Ford. They get nowhere. They use their last timeout. I don't like that call. Zedric running with Ford in this situation, that's to work. Yeah, man, I don't like that play call. Kevin Stefanski had some bad play calls in last week's game when they got down to the 1 yard line. He's running 2 QB sneaks in a row. I didn't like it. That run call right there, that was such a waste of a play because you lose your only timeout you have. Yeah, I know the rookie quarterbacks because I was looking at them. Okay, got you. Shout out to you, Jeffrey, because you're the only one to know about him because I don't think none of us know about him. Let's see what they do. Second to go.
And his brother's named after Garrison Hurst and Roman Gabriel. True football family. Second and goal. Dylan Gabriel and the pass deflected.
Wow.
And it landed out of bounds in the arms of Byron Murphy as Gabriel
Running play action. The problem with running play action is it's no threat of running the ball because it's third and goal. You got 16 seconds. Play action is not going to get you what you want to get from it. His aren't there jumping these passes more. Dylan's either throwing left or right. Yeah, I don't know if he threw across the middle of the field one time to David Njoku on third and long. That was tipped and picked. His feet were out of bounds. He didn't get his feet down for the pick. It could have been picked, though. They're going 5 wide. I do not like when the Browns go 5 wide.
Dylan Gabriel can run. Vikings use their second.
Number 2, Minnesota.
Dylan Gabriel is not running the ball from the 8 yard line. He can move, but he can't move like that where you're running a QB sneak on the 3rd and 8 with 16 seconds. You got to get everybody lined up. Actually, you wouldn't even have to get them lined up. You have to run your special teams on the field. That wouldn't happen. DG catching some breaks. On the tip passes, he's definitely catching breaks on tip passes. That's 2 breaks. All right, let's see what they do. Third and goal here.
Either you're running or you're throwing a fade route. If you waste time, then you can't run.
Empty backfield, 3rd and goal.
Offsides.
And the play blown dead.
Threw way out of bounds to Isaiah
Being snapped,
Bond.
false start. Offense number 72, that's a 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
So this is why that run to burn your last time out was so bad to Jerome Ford. They could have ran a screen. They could have ran something quick. They could have did anything. But running the play that play to Jerome Ford, that was a terrible time to run that play. Remember, I was saying it a couple weeks ago, either on my live stream or something. I said Kevin Stefanski always get caught trying to run a draw play. Now you got all their defenders just standing at the goal line, and you got to beat them to get in, and you got no timeouts to stop it. So you got to throw it in the touchdown. It's going to be a tough pass. He throws it out of the back of touchdown to nobody, so that takes away their opportunity to score a touchdown. He's throwing it to nowhere. That basically was they defended that so well because they put everybody at the front end of the end zone. So you're not going to beat them over top. So the way to beat that is you throw it underneath and somebody makes a play to get into the touchdown. Kevin Stefanski calling that draw play is what killed that drive in the red zone. Terrible. I don't know what he was doing with that play call. All right, Andrew Schmidt makes the kick. It's about 8 seconds left in the half, 9 seconds left in the half. This is when Kevin Stefanski's play calling breaks down. This happens every game. Kevin Stefanski gets in his own way with how he's calling plays. So we're going to see what happens at quarterback here.
Early, he then came out, had his pads off, and went into the X-ray room. We have been not told anything more than he is questionable currently with a left shoulder. But that's all we know about Carson Wentz. We'll see how they come out and start this second half here.
All right, thanks very much, Sarah.
That's an understatement to say huge loss if he's not going to come back.
There's Brosmer.
Yeah, but I was actually surprised and frankly a little disappointed in Wentz that knowing you are the only guy, right? Brosmer is a rookie quarterback. You don't want to take those shots, and usually veterans, you see them across the league, they'll just go down and instead just 4th down and call it a day. And that was actually the second time he didn't go down and tried to run for a 1st down. I get the competitive nature, but that is tough. There's McCarthy.
Yeah, I think the second half will be good. Browns up by 3 at half. Teams are going to have to, I mean, not teams, but, oh my goodness, look at this kick return. They might get an opportunity at a Hail Mary to end this half if they don't put it back. Rookie versus rookie. If Carson goes down, shaking my head, he should have been sliding. Carson Wentz has always had a problem with getting down. He's always thought he's more athletic than what he really is. Get ready for a lot of screens from the Vikings offense. The Vikings offense, I think they're going to continue to run a lot of motion. Hopping off for a second, I'll be back. All right, cool. Catch you when you make it back, Cedric. The Vikings offense was moving the ball really well there for a while. They really had the Browns defense off balance, and then they kind of lost some of that creativity that they had early in the first quarter. All right, it is halftime. It's 10-7. We got the poll. Actually, let's see. So I'm going to end this poll. The poll is 58% the Vikings, 42% the Browns. We'll see how this thing plays out. Let's end this poll. Let me know what y'all think. How are y'all viewing it? How do you think Dillon Gabriel did? How do you think the Browns did? What do you think about the play call? Me personally, I think Kevin Stefanski got it his own way. I think the Browns really should have been able to get a touchdown at the end of the half there, and Kevin Stefanski botched it. Max is too cautious with the ball. I don't see too many risks. That's why he went undrafted. Oh, got you. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, you got to be able to get the defense to second guess or think about what you're doing. And if you're not able to do that, then they can just play up their instincts, and they can really jump routes, you know what I'm saying, bat passes down. They can really do a lot without you having any threat to them. So I'm going to see my second favorite defensive coordinator. My second favorite defensive coordinator is Brian Flores, and I just want to see what he does in the second half here. Dillon Gabriel is doing better than Joe Flacco. That's all we can ask. I give you that. He's doing better. Yes, Kevin does this all the time, shaking my head like, bruh, you're 8 yards out. Yeah, he just gets super conservative. Detroit Gemini, Dillon is a backup QB, no more, no less. Yeah, because I just wonder how he will look after he has 2, 3, 4 games of tape out there, because eventually you got to take some deeper shots. I'll see you after the half. Shout out to you, Thomas. Catch you when you make it back. Eventually, you gotta stretch the defense, and you gotta be willing to take some shots downfield. They haven't really been willing to take shots downfield until it's gotten to 3rd and long, and defenses will pick up on that. And that's why the Browns' running game started to get stymied, because they start putting 8 and 9 in the box. And once you get 8 and 9 in the box, you just run into a brick wall. So we're going to see. All right, let's look at, well, actually the only highlights they're going to have is the Browns, but let's listen to their halftime.
Have some great stuff to talk about here. Some tricky business early from Kevin O'Connell. We saw Cam Akers, the former high school quarterback, takes the snap. Josh Oliver pays it off. That was Akers' first career passing attempt, so good on him. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Colleen Wolfe alongside Gerald McCoy and Steve Mariucci. We should note that Carson Wentz was out wide on that play, but he's now questionable to return. We'll touch on that in a second. We're going to start with Dillon Gabriel, the rookie. What'd you see from him?
I seen exactly what Moose said we would. He's getting the ball out of his hand quick. He's doing as good as we could expect versus defense. You see him rolling out to the left, hitting Harold Fanning for a touchdown. Then you'll see the rushers getting after him a little bit, but got a little screen right here to David Njoku. Getting upfield, get the ball out of your hands. Easy plays.
Kyler, my boy don't look bad out there. Hey, he a cog in the wheel. That's how I would describe him, a cog in the wheel. I don't think he's hurting. I don't think he's elevating. I think he's doing what's asked of him.
Because on this run right here, pow, he hits his left shoulder, and all of a sudden he's in the blue tent. That's not your friend, okay? And he's getting checked out. He went into the locker room a little bit early, and we shall see. He's questionable to return. We don't know. If he can't return, Max Brosmer, young rookie, another 6th-year rookie, okay? He was at New Hampshire for 5 years, transfers to the University of Minnesota. Kid might be in there the second half. You got to watch this. We could have 2 6th-year rookies, 6 seasons in college,
that's a lot,
playing against each other in the second half. Jim Schwartz is licking his chops right now.
What a time to be alive, everybody. And you can keep the NFL in reach all season long with NFL Plus Premium. Get live, local, and primetime games on mobile, NFL Red Zone, NFL Network.
All right, y'all, give me a quick break. I got something in my eye. I got to see what this is. I'll be right back, y'all. Give me a quick break.
We know that. Watch it go deep. When they decide to throw, they can be pretty darn good at it. All right, close down the cushion. That's a slug, all right? Slant, go, throw the ball on the outside. Little push that's a veteran push. Off, very well done. All right, watch this on the inside here.
All right, we back.
It's very strong, very strong. Just get off of me on the release. That's a nice catch. The ball's thrown behind him just a little bit. It's not going to be easy today because Patrick Surtain is a heck of a corner. The Broncos have the second-ranked scoring defense. So we shall see. This is going to be a fun one to watch.
They have a defense that's in good shape. The Baltimore Ravens, on the other hand, they do not. We're going to talk about them for a second because their injury report, it reads like a novel. You have Roquan Smith and Marlon Humphrey. They're expected to miss a few weeks. Nnamdi Madubuike, he's out for the season.
Yeah, with everybody saying that the Browns were not really trying to do much on the year, they're really missing out on an opportunity where they could take advantage of the AFC North this year. And just by not having a plan and, you know, hoping to get a quarterback next year, this would have been a great year to really go after it and win the AFC North for the first time in, what would it be, 36 years, I believe, would be the first time since they won the NFC North. So they really are kind of missing out on the opportunity here by playing it for next year, because you don't know in the NFL. You don't know who's going to be hurt. You don't know who's not going to be hurt. So you really got to go after every opportunity that you get. So
plenty of great games on the schedule, so everybody get comfortable, get your provisions in order right now, and spend your entire Sunday right here with us on NFL Network. Game Day Live starts at 1 p.m. Eastern, then Game Day Highlights at 7:30 p.m., and Game Day Final after Patriots and Bills. But first, award-winning artist Ray is performing in London with her newest hit, Where the Hell is My Husband?
all right, we can't get no music. Y'all can't take me out like that. One thing I noticed with these international games, they're doing full out performances during halftime, very similar to like a primetime game or the NFL game on Netflix when they had Beyonce. So we will see. We'll see how it goes. They only got 2 minutes and she got a full performance going, but I ain't trying to get that copyright, so I can't play that music for y'all. Throwing up another poll for the second half. All right, throwing up a poll to start the second half of the game. I gotta make this thing a little bit more interactive for y'all, so I could, see how y'all feeling in real time. So we're gonna put this poll up here. Let's make sure I got it right. All right, so we got the poll up for y'all. We're gonna leave that up. About 40 seconds remaining until we get to the second half. We're going to see how the rest of this performance goes. Like, comment, subscribe. Shout out to you for being here. I appreciate everybody being here. This is how we do it each and every Sunday. We are watching the Browns live. We are interacting with each other. So you're not just sitting there watching the game on your own solo. We do this thing together. We watch the victories. There hasn't been many. And we suffer through the losses. We do a lot of that, but we do it all together. We do it here with each other. So like, comment, subscribe. I do this every week. I'm live maybe about 5 to 10 minutes before kickoff, just getting things going. Also, I go live throughout the week. I go live Mondays. We're doing recapping of what happened during the weekend in the Browns game. And then also on Mondays, we get into some of the news, the stories, what we have going on. Tuesdays, I go live. And on Tuesdays live, we talk about quarterbacks. So we talk about the college quarterbacks, the ones who are potentially coming out in the draft. And then we also talk about, we added some NFL quarterbacks who were drafted in the 2020, what would that be, 2025 draft? Yeah, 2025 draft. And we talk about them. So lastly, I go live on Wednesdays and we just do a midweek check-in, looking forward to the next week. And then also going over what's big in the news. So definitely like, comment, subscribe to be a part of that 4 days a week when we go live. Jeffrey, believe it or not, there's only been 3 good Browns receivers: Josh Gordon, Jarvis Landry, Terrell Pryor. Wow. So good. Tell me a little bit more. When you say good, do you mean went over 1,000 yards? Do you say it was only performance based? Because I got some that I could hit you with that you'll be surprised that actually went over 1,000 yards. Or are you talking about who've done it for multiple years? Now, multiple years, that list is very short, Jeffrey. If you talk about went over 1,000 yards at least one time, so they have at least one good season, then we got to add some people. So let me know what you mean. Now, I'm not arguing with you if you say a couple seasons. One season, we got some shockers in there. Performance when they were available? Okay, got you. Let's see. Odell went for 1,000 with the Browns in one of his years. We had, well, that's a tight end. I was gonna say Gary Barnidge. He had the best. I believe he had the most receiving yards from a tight end in one season in Browns history. But that's a tight end. Let's see which other receivers we got. You actually had to go back in the day. Braylon Edwards had one good year for us. I think he had just under 900 yards, about 7 touchdowns. Let's see. Let's keep this thing going back in the memory banks. Who else we got? It's crazy that it takes this much to determine who some of the good receivers was for the Browns, ain't it? But let's see. Let's keep this thing going back. It's some names I remember, but none of them really just had those like outstanding seasons like you would put them in the category of those guys. It's some names that I remember that I like, but they never really had those type of seasons. You know, like the Hollywood Browns, not Hollywood Browns, the Hollywood Higgins. He just had some okay years, but never that over the top season. It's a guy. I was just watching Browns highlights the other day. I'm trying to think of the receiver who I saw in the clip that I really like. Back in the day, you could say Kevin Johnson when he was here. I never understood why we didn't bring back Terrell Pryor. 4 different quarterbacks had 1,000 yards. Andrew Hawkins, BF from Ohio, not bad. Oh, yes, Jeffrey, you are right. I don't know how I skipped over Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper was balling when he was here. I mean, if we only go in 1 year, you even got to put Jerry Jeudy in there. Ozzie Newsom's still the best pass catcher for the Browns. Hey, Kyler, I can't argue with that. I can't argue with it. Ozzie Newsome, yeah, I know who you're talking about. I can't argue with that. Carson Wentz looks like he will be playing. He's out there, helmet on, talking to the coach. So it looks like he will be playing. Let's get this thing going.
Lead over the Minnesota Vikings.
It's been a nice job all phases for the Browns of protecting the football offensively, defense doing exactly what they need to do, special teams holding up as well.
Price on the return for the Vikings. Moments ago, Sarah chatted with Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski.
Coach Stefanski, Dylan Gabriel's first half as your starting quarterback. Assess what you saw out of him.
Yeah, he's doing what he's supposed to do, which is his job. And wasn't perfect, like we're not perfect, but he's making some plays out there. We just got to continue to do our job for another 30 minutes.
Your defense is always doing its job, it seems. Justin Jefferson hasn't had a catch since that first quarter. What does that defense need to do to continue to keep him in check and the rest of Minnesota's offense?
Yeah, we play sound defense. Means everybody doing their job.
Isaiah Bonds needs more targets. He looks better than Jerry Jeudy past couple games. I agree. Isaiah Bond can also run the routes that I don't believe Jerry Jeudy can run. Minnesota goes for a screenplay there on first down. Carson Wentz throws it too low. They get nothing. Yeah, I think Isaiah Bond can run better routes to combat what defenses are doing to the Cleveland Browns. Jerry Jeudy is more of a timing and route receiver. Isaiah Bond is definitely faster, and he can run away from the defense.
Justin Jefferson running some of those quick outs and easy individual routes where you know he's going to win the one-on-one. And now with Jordan Addison, he's supposed to stretch the defense. He has really good speed, really good ball control. They're going to need him involved.
Addison went in motion, the toss on 2nd and 10. Taken out to the 32-yard line by Mason. Gain of 3.
That brings up.
Man, they were kind of treating the Browns like the Browns are a high school team who are running these toss plays. Man, it's just crazy how they doing this. I would take that as disrespect. Andrew Hawkins, I forgot about that being from Ohio. Yeah, man, how they just running outside toss plays is crazy.
And the kneel down. 3rd down and 7 for Wentz and the Vikings, trailing by 3. Let's get to the 39 for a first down. And there is a flag. Pass intended for Jefferson with Newsome.
They're really trying Newsome. Newsome is kind of holding his own. Looks like he's going to get flagged for pass interference here. I expect to see more Dylan Sampson in screens this game. Yeah, they had Dylan Sampson in there at the same time as Quinshon Judkins, which I like, but don't just use it as a gimmick. Actually run some action off of it. Actually, attack the defense, especially if you can get Sampson isolated on a linebacker.
Greg Newsome, he's good. Not
First and
a
10, Minnesota.
He lines up at the right side. So there's Newsome at the right side, Denzel up top. They don't switch. So every time Jefferson is getting the ball, it's against Newsome.
Vikings pick up 12 yards on the penalty, and now Wentz. Jefferson. And he has a couple of words to say to Greg Newsome. Jefferson picks up a first down in Browns territory, a 21-yard connection.
This is going to be a challenge for Greg Newsome and for Jim Schwartz because these are all out-breaking routes, right? So there's only so many coverages you can run for Greg Newsome to help him when Justin Jefferson is running out routes. When it's in routes, it's easy with linebacker and safety help. He's going to have to man up on that outside and make sure that he can cover those out-breaking routes.
New set of downs from the Browns 35. Wentz sets, throws, it's complete. That's Addison, his first catch today. Another Vikings first down, gain of 15.
How are we getting zero pressures once the Vikings back offensive line? What's going on? On that last play, I'm just looking. They double-teamed the two guys in the middle. They made the outside guys go. They had Mason back there helping. It's not what you would think. Like, I think on paper, some people just assume the Browns defensive line is the beast, and that's what's gonna beat it. But you gotta perform when they put you out there.
Empty backfield from the 20 on first down to the end zone from Wentz. Just out of the reach of Jefferson that time.
One thing I will say, they don't care where they line up Justin Jefferson. They're giving him targets. He has Denzel Ward one-on-one there for the fade route. Denzel Ward is right there with him, and they still throwing it up. So wherever Justin Jefferson is, they're giving him a shot. You got to respect that from the Minnesota Vikings.
They audible to it, but that's one of the best corners in the league. Tough sledding if you think you're going to get that every time.
The four-time Pro Bowler Denzel Ward. There's Mason on second down. Mason inside the 10. Picks up the first.
And then that outside run, that's on Greg Newsome. He has to keep that outside contained. Outside contained goes to the cornerback on the outside. When the further you go down, you got to maintain your contain. So that was on Greg Newsome, who doesn't maintain outside contain, and he just gives up the outside. You got to turn him back inside.
Blocking on Grant Delpit.
Then a 14 for Mason.
That was a big block, springing Jordan Mason.
First and goal from the Cleveland 6. Fake to Mason. Wentz throws. It is caught. It's Oliver, who already has a touchdown.
Great play by Denzel Ward there. I mean, corners, they're not designed to tackle, but you see Denzel Ward, this could have been a touchdown. Denzel Ward saves the touchdown here with his tackling. So Denzel Ward saved the touchdown right there. It's a 50-50 shot if they make the play or not.
From the Browns' 3-yard line. It's Mason. He is in for a Viking.
And they punch it in. Mason scores a touchdown. The Vikings go up 14-10 after they make the field goal. We might have to have a conversation about Grant Delpit. JLK is out. He needs to step up. I don't think Grant Delpit is having a bad year. I think Grant Delpit is actually having a good year. The problem is with Grant Delpit, our special teams was so bad that Grant Delpit also has to play special teams now instead of Ronnie Hickman. And that's just a recipe for failure when we use Grant Delpit to go man-to-man on tight ends. We bring him down in the blocks to help in run coverage. But our special teams was so trash that we got to use him on special teams. So, like, they're going to wear these guys thin because they have holes in other places. So I just think that's it's just it's death by 1,000 paper cuts. You know what I'm saying? So who has their starting safety who's on a high contract playing special teams to the level of Grant Delpit? No, nobody does. But the Browns do, because special teams is, not what it needs to be. So, and then JOK was one of a kind. The speed that JOK had, once they stopped making JOK read the defense and play his instincts, he was so much better of a player. Carson Schwarzenegger is a tackling machine. He understands what's to do. And just think, why would Grant Delpit be in the slot? You put Grant Delpit in the slot because before we had Cam Mitchell and Miles Harden in the slot, and initially teams were attacking them. So we're trying to use Grant Delpit to cover up every hole that we have on the team, defensive special teams, and it's just too much. It's way too much. So that's where developing players comes in. Guys got to start taking the steps to get better, because once Martin Emerson went down, everything blew up in our secondary, because now Greg Newsome has to go to the outside. You see teams are attacking Greg Newsome. They feel way more comfortable attacking Greg Newsome than they go at Denzel Ward. Then our slot guys don't step up. So when they don't step up, we got to add Grant Delpit to help in the slot. You got to have him cover good tight ends, because when we play like a really good tight end, they're going to give the assignment to Delpit. So Cam Mitchell got cut. They cut him. He didn't. So after the Baltimore Ravens week, Cam Mitchell didn't play. That next week he didn't play. Healthy scratch. Then they cut him once they brought up the two wide receivers. Once they brought up Gage and they brought up Coley, I want to say, who they did a running play to in the first half. Once they brought them up to the active roster, they cut Cam Mitchell. He got cut. So it's just it's too many holes to fill. That's why it doesn't make sense. We see what happened to the Browns when we traded a quarterback for all those picks and losing those first round picks and what it did to our team. People saying we should trade all these first round picks and move up to try to get Lenore Sellers are speaking crazy. So you got to keep those picks and just build out the roster. Good, he was the worst corner I've seen. Yeah, you know what the crazy thing was about Cam Mitchell? He never knew where his help was. He didn't know which side of – he was messing up basic things like where your leverage is. You got safety help in the middle of the field. You can't let the guy go outside, and he would let the guy go outside. Jerome Ford returning kicks. I thought there was going to be a Gage out there. We get to see Dylan Gabriel again in this Cleveland Browns offense.
He's been doing what is asked of him, right? He's not forcing the issue. He's made some nice throws when he needed to. There's a touchdown pass to Harold Fannin, and he's playing within the offense. That's what I really like. He's been cognizant of not holding the ball too long. He's been making some checks when he needs to. He scrambles when he needs to, doesn't put the ball in harm's way, and it's giving this offense, it's giving the Browns a chance.
Skull chants from the Vikings fans here in London, drowned out by the Browns backers. Flag is thrown as Judkins is taken down by Murphy.
Another good run by Judkins, but it's flag on the play, so they threw the flag immediately. I'm guessing that's on the Browns.
Legal formation on the offense. Number 78 lined up in the backfield. That's a 5-yard.
Number 78 lined up in the backfield. Why are our tackles not on the line of scrimmage? That's Jack Conklin. It's looking more and more like it was the right idea to move on from Nick Chubb. Yeah, I talked about it in August that it looked like it was the right thing to do. If you noticed, it was a lot of talk about, man, we should have kept Chubb. We should have kept Chubb. Now looking at Quinshon Judkins, which one you want?
Defense, and it's very important to mention, as much as Dylan Gabriel has been effective, he's going against a really, really good defensive mind and a really, really good defense. So kudos to Dylan Gabriel, not folding. He's been handling the pressure from the Oilers defense.
Yeah, Conklin doesn't look like he's set back. Another good run. Let's go. Junkins picks up about 14 there on 1st and 15.
Yeah, again, this is another one of those direct runs right through the teeth of this Vikings defense. Just look at the push that they get.
Oh, that's split zone. That's split zone.
Getting a push on the defensive front and push on.
When the Browns run split zone, they get very good productivity from the split zone play. That's what I want to say. I was trying to think of the right word. What they get when they run that split zone and they have Harold Fanning, crack back block, they really get good things after that.
Second down and 1.
Another good running play for a first down. 83 is that guy Coley. Is his name Coley? I think, did we get him from the Jets? He was the one who ran the end around play earlier in the game. Malachi Corley. He was on the Jets.
There's no way for them to make a play.
We signed him at cut down day.
From the 43 on first down, it's Junkins again.
Another good run by Junkins.
And he picks up 7 out to midfield. Redmond made the tackle. As we come to you from Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, home of the Spurs, who won the Europa League title earlier this year, their first international club trophy since 1984.
The guy who did nothing for the Jets, another receiver that's going to do nothing. He's fairly young, and we got him on cut down day, so I'm not expecting too much from him, but.
Second down and 3. They keep it on the ground with Ford. And Jerome Ford takes it to the Vikings 40-yard line. Gain of
The Browns' run game is really heating up. That was the downside. Minnesota, you didn't want to fall behind because you wanted to be able to still maintain the run. And that is a great run by Jerome Ford. And I don't know, maybe Jerome Ford is seeing the same holes that Quinshon Junkins is seeing, because that was his best run of the day.
These running backs, they're frankly going untouched through the hole, right? It's the safeties that are making these tackles. So Kevin Stefanski, I know he is very excited to see that these direct runs are really working for the Browns offense, controlling the clock, and then hopefully ending up with points.
Here's Ford again.
Little counter play, doesn't get much.
On the ground for this entire drive. Some nice runs by Judkins. Now Ford picks up 3 as Judkins makes his return.
Right, and the truth is,
Yeah, I agree. That was a good run from Jerome Ford there.
If you can't control the center, right, between the tackles, if you can't control that, there's only 1 or 2 blitzes you can do, which leaves you very vulnerable on the outside, right? You send your backers or you're sending safeties. Either way, that means that you're going to be one-on-one with no help on the outside. That is what Brian Flores is trying to avoid.
Second down and 7 as Gabriel throws. It's complete. Judkins has a first down.
There you go. Get Quinshon Junkins the ball by any means necessary.
All the way to the Vikings 20-yard line, a catch and run.
They finally roll Dylan Gabriel out to his strong side, his left arm. Number 98 loses contain. Junkins is taking the game over. Yeah, definitely.
Right, he's all the way out the gate, and that's what I mean by these defenses that you call, because you're trying to stuff the run inside. Now it's leaving you vulnerable on the outside.
Yeah, Junkins, he's the lone star that's shining bright today.
From the Minnesota 20-yard line,
Ooh.
to Judkins. Gabriel able to get rid of it.
And Njoku and this hurdling people.
Inside the 15-yard line of the Vikings.
Dylan Gabriel gets rid of the ball. He catches David Njoku, and him hurdling guys, man. He hurdles right over that guy.
What a heck of a play.
So as a linebacker, what does that feel like? Anyone ever try that on you?
No one ever tried that on me, and I know it wouldn't feel good if they did.
Browns are driving the ball downfield here.
Is that a threat or a promise?
It's a promise.
Second down and 4, Judkins.
One thing I'm liking that the Browns are doing, the Browns are getting back to their zone running scheme. So they're doing the zone run scheme. It gives a good running back with vision. It gives him about 4 different lanes he can take. So I like that they're doing that. This is when they're at their best. And also, it doesn't take too much thinking. You're not thinking about trying to double and then get to this guy. It's a different scheme, and it's working really well for the Browns. 3rd and 1. We're in the red zone. Let's go.
Now they're down in the red zone.
Play clock at 2. We're down at 1.
Ooh. Man, number 93 just made a play.
Jonathan Allen made the stop. It will be 4th down.
Yeah, no hesitation from Stefanski.
4th and 1. Browns are going for it. Dylan Gabriel played pretty solid game. Didn't do too much. Did do too little, make plays when they were there. Yeah, he's making plays when they're asked of him. 4th and 1. They're going for it here.
Twice today on 4th down.
Oh my goodness. Aiden Huntington is telling Harold Fannin where to go on the play. That's crazy. Junkins makes the play. Junkins runs through a tackle to get the 1st down. Just, man, Quinshon Junkins, the way that he is putting his mark on this game, he gets low, runs through the defender, and gets the 1st down. Got those pads low, kept it going. Keeps his balance to get that 1st down. Great play. Great play by Quinshon there. Quinshon is the MVP of the game so far.
Kept on going. 1st and goal from the Vikings 9. There's Junkins.
Now, let's see how Kevin Stefanski calls this.
Under 4 minutes remaining, 3rd.
You got 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. This is the same 8 that we were at in the first half, and he tried to run that draw play. Let's see what he calls up to get in the touchdown, because eventually you got to get touchdowns. You can't be getting field goals. We need a Aiden Hudson touchdown. Hey, we got to be close enough for him to get it. I don't know if we're going to get close enough for him.
And then you got Ivan Pace, Eric Wilson at the backer spots.
2nd and goal. Gabriel through the back of the end zone, incomplete.
He just threw that away. He didn't see anything that he liked.
Coverage across the board, and smart by him. Throw the ball away. Brings up a 3rd and goal for the offense.
Third and goal. What the Browns going to do?
With 2 tight ends, Njoku and Fannin, who has a touchdown today. Ford in the backfield. Fannin split out wide to the left on 3rd down. To the edge.
And he catches David Njoku across the middle for a touchdown. All right, Dylan Gabriel throws his 2nd touchdown there.
This is a nice design. Kevin Stefanski and Njoku is sitting right there against Byron Murphy, their top corner. He gets inside.
Oh, he's too little.
He does. He turns right back around. What a shot, man. That was a bullet by Dylan Gabriel. Nice throw by him.
He's too little. He just big boyed that corner.
Throwing it on time. He pulled the
yeah, let's go. Hey, the Browns pull ahead. They're winning 17-14. 17-14, Cleveland Browns. Very long drive there. Very long drive. Quinshon Junkins basically drove the Browns up the field with some shorter passes here and there. Then David Njoku catches the touchdown pass from Dylan Gabriel. David Njoku beat the Minnesota Vikings #1 corner right off the line of scrimmage. He turns, the ball is right there. So just great all-around play. Great design to get David Njoku isolated on a corner who definitely isn't big enough or strong enough to deal with David Njoku in the red zone. So we see it there. They actually score. They cap off the drive for a touchdown. Kevin trying to kill the clock. Yeah, that was a very long drive. They ran the ball a lot on there. So let's see how long that drive took. 13 plays, 8 minutes. 13 plays, 8 minutes is how long that drive was. So that was a pretty long drive. They got a lot of running plays there. Quinshon Judkins just, man, Quinshon Judkins worth it. Let's check out his box score real quick. I want to see what Quinshon's numbers are running the ball. All right, so Quinshon Judkins, 15 carries, 80 yards, 5.3 average. His longest 32 yards. So, hey, Quinshon is carrying a load. Quinshon is carrying a load. That's what you want your every down back to be able to do. So, it's still a 3-point game. It's still close. We still in this thing. Judkins really balled out last year at Ohio State. Prior to that, he was at Ole Miss. So I watched Judkins every game last year, and I saw this in him. A lot of people, when the stuff was going on, his off the field situation was going on, before everything was dismissed, they were crushing him, and they were saying, "Oh, they should have took Henderson, who was the other Ohio State running back," but he is definitely not making a mark on the game in New England like Quinshon is. So Quinshon is the Browns offense. If you watch this game, and if you want to say that anybody else is the offense besides Quinshon Judkins in this game, then you just sleep, because this is all about Quinshon Judkins.
The Joker's still celebrating. 13 plays, 69 yards. And Njoku with his first touchdown reception of the season.
I think they're all celebrating because of how efficient the offense has looked, right? We actually saw one drive last week versus the Lions where it looked good and it just sputtered. And then today, you've seen a couple sustained drives, man. It's impressive.
Price on the return. Out to the 25. Well, here's how David Njoku entered the stadium earlier today.
You knew he was having a big game. You come in like that, you know you're having a big game.
And then a true Jonathan Vilma style.
Yeah, but do you want what Henderson's done on special teams, or you don't, or you want what Judkins has done on the offense? So when you draft a rookie running back that high, because remember they got picked maybe 3 or 4 picks apart, you would definitely take the productivity of Judkins over what Henderson has been given the opportunity to offer so far.
Can hold this offense.
Now the Vikings start from the 26.
Let's go.
And down he goes.
Alex Wright. Alex Wright with a big time sack. He beat that tackle so fast. Did they have help out there for him? Oh, yeah, they did. Oh, that was a great move.
Hey, you're gonna get that
was a great move.
Browns front four.
Jeffrey, you greedy. You said you want both.
He wasn't going to do that. Tried it one time, and they made him pay.
So Alex Wright, they had help on the outside on Alex Wright. He beat him inside. Great play. 2nd and 18.
Second down and 18.
They run the screenplay. And there is Greg Newsome.
You see how critical that
Greg
first
Newsome
play is, right? And
makes the tackle in the backfield. Mason is still down.
see what happened to him, but you see how critical taking a sack on first down. Now you're left with obvious passing, and then you're now into a 3rd and long. Like, that is the worst way to start a series.
Yeah, the defense.
Running back Aaron Jones on injured reserve, and now
Yeah, the defense is definitely woke up now. Oh, it's not Madison. It's Mason. It's their running back, not the receiver. Or Addison. I'm thinking of Addison. Yeah, it's Mason. It's their running back. He didn't get up after the play. Browns need to get 17 points in this game for the win. Oh, need to get past 17 points. Yeah, this is too close. They got to go past 20. Unless the defense shows signs of just being able to just shut down everything Minnesota wants to do, then 17 points is cool, but you got to get past 20. You got to get past 20 to keep this game, keep them at bay. You want to keep Minnesota in passing situations. You don't want Minnesota to be able to get to their full playbook. You want them in passing situations. Hey, and when is it when I don't care if we only win scoring 3 points? I think that's in reference to Tony. Pass game complimentary. That's true. I take it as the game is so close based on what Minnesota has done. You want to get it beyond a 1-score game. I think that's more so what Tony was saying. I don't think he was saying it like it was a knock on the offense. I'm just saying I don't feel comfortable only up by 3. I would feel way more comfortable if we were up by 10 and they got to keep throwing the ball with our defensive line. So all good, all good. I knew what you meant because it was their running back Mason who was down.
Was very adamant about closing the edges. What that means is he's going to always have a tight end in that position where Myles Garrett is, forcing him to widen out a little bit more. Or he'll put a slot receiver there, or he'll put a running back there. The point is that he's not just going to let him have a free rush to Carson Wentz. He's always going to have someone that
3rd and 17. Like you don't have that many plays drawn up for 3rd and 17.
The edge, forcing Myles Garrett wider.
3rd down and 17.
Myles Garrett got him.
Taken down from behind. Guess who? What a segue. Myles Garrett.
And that's why he's one.
It's technically not going to be a sack. Looks like Wentz got 2 yards on the play, so it's going to be 4th and 15. But Myles got to him right when they were talking about Myles on the broadcast. He makes a play. He makes the play.
To get the sack for the Browns and force a punt.
By the way, Mason went to the sidelines under his own power prior to that play.
Hey, 3rd and 17. You don't have that much on the playbook for 3rd and 17. So if they're actually going to go for it, you're going to open up an opportunity. Man, that's tough, Gage. You just gotta fall on that. Once you get inside the 10, you gotta fall on it. Once you get to the 10, you gotta fall on it, I should say.
During the kick, holding, receiving team number 28, half the distance to the goal. First down.
Even worse.
Timeout.
Even worse. So we're gonna be right around like the 2-yard line. It's crazy. At the 1-yard line. Man, oh man, that's bad. Spiritual war, yeah, it's the same way they do in the NBA. You have a beast game in the NBA, they send you drug tests right after. Myles Garrett, hey, you have a Myles Garrett game, they send him drug tests like, we don't know if you can really do this. That's tough. Gage Larvin is back there return punts. He thought the ball had a little bit more momentum. It could have went into the touchdown. They downed it inside the 5. The Browns had holding during that play. So they're going to be starting backed up. This is where you really got to be careful. By the way, fans of Shador in here, go watch 49ers game. That's what good coaching looks like. That is going to be some of what my show is about tomorrow, on the difference between the levels of coaching. A couple years ago, more specifically after Kevin Stefanski won his 2nd coach of the year, Browns fans were saying he's a better coach than Kyle Shanahan. And by watching that game on Thursday night, the 49ers and the Rams, there's no way you put Kevin Stefanski in the same level as Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay. There's no way you do. They had so many guys out on injury for the 49ers. They're using Mac Jones, who is basically a discarded commodity in the NFL. Nobody believes he's worth anything. And they were able to keep him clean. They were able to keep him clean enough to get the job done. So, and Mac Jones was throwing the ball. So they weren't protecting him by, they weren't protecting him by running 30 and 40 times a game. They were protecting him by actually throwing the ball and getting him out there quick and easy reads. Spiritual war. I'm a Shador fan. I'm just here to see what Shador chances are. If Browns fans are okay with this style of football, Shador will sit all year. They need to trade our guy. I'm not okay with this style of football because I think you got to put up more points. I think this style of football backs you in the corner where as soon as you get down 2 scores, this style of football comes back to hurt you. So that's why I need you to score points. I need you to be above 24, 25 points. Of course, I want to win ultimately, but keeping teams within 1 score is not a good thing when you still got, a whole quarter to go. Nope, Kyle Shanahan is probably the best coach in the NFL right now. The coaching job that he is doing this year, he is up there. He is definitely up there. Mac Jones showed a lot of heart as well, went out there to win the game. Mac Jones did. Mac Jones had that big old brace on his knee. He was getting hit. He was looking sloppy. His pants was sagging, but he was still getting up there showing heart, showing his resilience for him to still go up there to make plays.
Want to grow the flag football, right? They're looking to bring American flag football in 2027. It's already taken a lot of good ground here.
Looks like they might be running a power running play here.
2028 Olympics in Los Angeles, and many current and former NFL players have expressed their interest. From the 3-yard line,
Man. Quinshon Judkins
to the 10-yard line, so a third
just made a
and 1
crazy
pickup.
play.
It's tackle football today.
Quinshon Judkins just made a crazy play for that to not be stopped and be short. Wyatt Teller kind of grimacing after that play. We're going to see how he does. Hey, put your 4s up. It's the 4th quarter. It is the 4th quarter. We're going to see how the Browns do. It is 3rd and 1 at the Cleveland 10-yard line. Kyle made Matt Ryan league MVP and to the Super Bowl with a crazy offense in his first year as OC for the Falcons, then 49ers head coach. Funny thing about that is he was on the Browns staff. I believe he was our OC that year before, and the Browns just released him of his contract, which is crazy. I'm seeing Twitter Browns fans saying Shador fans are quiet. We don't hate Dylan. If he's good, keep him. Trade Shador. Simple. There you go. Keep feeding the man. Yeah, I'll tell y'all something about Twitter. Twitter, you can get a lot of traction. You put your content and everything over there, but people are there to argue. That's all it is. They just there to argue. They're there to argue. So I use Twitter as a tool when I'm trying to find like updates, but just staying on Twitter for a long time, I don't do it because they just want to argue over there. Yeah, Quinshon Judkins is the Browns player of the game this game. Getting away from your own end zone, even if eventually you only punt, this could help us in the field position game, even if we don't get points on this drive. But punting inside the end zone, so many things could go bad in a close game versus getting room, and then now you can actually have the opportunity to probably throw or pass the ball. That's a big thing. You got to get the first down here on 3rd and 1. So Quinshon is that dude. At this rate, Quinshon easily should get 1,000 yards this year. Dylan Gabriel haven't done enough for people to be talking like that. I agree. Like I said, this is the same thing I saw at Oregon. Dylan Gabriel looks like a cog in the wheel. He is not the wheel. He is not hurting it, but to think that he is really special in this game, that's just not being fair. He might end up top 5 running back in the league this year. Yeah. I see Quinshon easily getting 1,000 yards, especially towards the end of the year as the schedule lightens up. So I see that. He is just doing he's just doing what he got to do. I'm really enjoying watching him run the ball.
Closer to the stadium, we were trying to count how many different team jerseys we passed by.
And what was interesting, it was old and new.
Man.
We're down in 1 as we begin the 4th quarter.
The linebacker came.
4th down.
Gabriel.
Was that Turner who made that play? It was either Turner or Wilson. Man, they got in the backfield so fast to stop that Quinshawn running play. They stopped the play so fast that camera didn't really show the whole play, but they chased it down from the backside to stop that play. Peace King is just a matter of time. Hey, that's what I say. Dylan Gabriel has a point guard, nothing more, nothing less. And this is the best running game we had all year. I agree.
Price is deep for the Vikings. Price takes it up to 46. He's in Cleveland territory. To the Browns' 42-yard line.
Man, you want to be able to at least get one more first down there before having to punt the ball. Browns had to punt the ball, so they're already on the Browns side of the field. That's why you got to get more points. That was the point that I believe Tony was making earlier, and that was the point that I was agreeing with about scoring more points. You don't just want to leave this thing down to chance or happenstance in a one-score game. That's not what you want to do. So, yeah, Dylan Gabriel just clogging the wheel, point guard. I give you that. But if somebody is somewhere talking like he is dominating this game, they're just not watching the game. One thing I noticed that the Browns are doing, they are running a lot more run plays that work out better for the line. He looks better than Joe Flacco, though. Crazy to see that because Joe Flacco's better. Yeah, I agree with you there. He definitely looks better than Joe Flacco. Isaiah McGuire in the backfield. Shelby Harris is there. All right, let's see what happens here.
He was injured late in the third quarter, so Scott back in.
Man, Isaiah McGuire, Shelby Harris make the big hit on Scott.
Two defensive linemen.
And now a late flag.
Diabate looks like he recovers the ball.
That was most definitely a fumble.
He doesn't look better than Flacco. Kevin is protecting him. Spiritual War, I got to disagree with you. Flacco could not see the field.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 93 of Cleveland. It'll be a 15-yard penalty. First down and 10. Timeout.
How you call that a personal foul when his leg is tied up in the scrum? That's crazy. That's a terrible call. Isaiah McGuire. I got on Isaiah McGuire for not keeping outside contained earlier in the game. Since then, he is balling out. He was in the backfield on that play. They knew what to expect. So just they're balling out. Yeah, Joe Flacco was a turnover machine. I don't know what you were watching. Yeah, it's no way to say he's not playing better than Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco was not seeing the field. That's the thing. So we break down the all 22 usually on Wednesdays when we go to key plays. Joe Flacco was not taking risks. He was not taking chances. We break down the all 22 here. I break it down on Wednesdays. I was going to the key plays. Joe Flacco was confused against Baltimore. Let's break it down. Versus Cincinnati, Joe Flacco was not accurate. Versus Baltimore, Joe Flacco was confused. He didn't know where to go with the ball. They schemed up some things. Who did we play after Baltimore? We broke down their film 2 weeks ago. I mean, Dylan got saved on 2 touchdowns both times. He tried to be a QB. Everything is out routes. I agree that he got saved on those passes they swatted down, but he's definitely playing better than Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco, by the time it got to last week's game, Joe Flacco was missing Isaiah Bond multiple times, running straight across the field. He was locking in on Jerry Jeudy too early, throwing Jerry Jeudy into double coverage. Joe Flacco was not it. Joe Flacco was not it. He was jumping off of stuff too fast. Yeah, he was getting off stuff too fast. So, yeah, that's my bot. Thomas got you there. All love. Yeah, Joe Flacco was not it. He was not it. They were trying to defend him when they ran that basically the flea flicker, and Joe Flacco didn't throw the ball to Isaiah Bond. Joe Flacco was not seeing the field. He wasn't seeing it. He wasn't. I thought he would be better than what he was, but he was not seeing it. Then he just started forcing it. So, Joe Flacco, nah. Mm-mm. He was not seeing it. Yeah, but we break it down. This Wednesday, I'll probably break down the third downs. We'll check those out. and see how they did. We might even add the touchdown throws to this Wednesday's breakdown when we check out the all 22. But we look at it. Dylan, I think the easiest way to describe it is, all right, just making sure we're in the same place, Spiritual War. He was terrible.
Meeting at the running back. Xavier Scott had no chance, and after that, you see that everyone lands on Shelby Harris's left leg, and you can tell they're all fighting for the football. There was no way for anybody to get up and release him.
Yeah, I don't know why they called that penalty on Shelby Harris. His legs were tangled in there. He couldn't get out. Woo. Dylan Gabriel held that long time. They tried to get a screen to Judkins. I think he took a big hit there from the first view. Yeah, coulda, woulda, shoulda, but they weren't interceptions, so we really can't say nothing. That's how I view it. I just view it like if the interception happens. So I'm not the one who's like with the Joe Flacco interceptions in the first game. I was like, hey, they're interceptions. He wasn't accurate. So I just keep it simple. I say what the box score.
This has looked a lot
2nd and 10
than their previous games.
On 2nd down, it's Judkins.
Man, Judkins does not go down easy. He probably should have been stopped for 2 yards there. He keeps those feet moving, and he gets about 6 yards.
Watching Judkins patiently setting up.
Oh, facts, Thomas, yeah. Ray Lewis era Joe Flacco, yeah. That's when he was doing something.
A lot cleaner game. And there's fortunately we see Shelby Harris is back out, able to talk to coaches about getting the takeaway. That was a nice job by that defense setting up the offense. And now you have a 3rd and manageable going back to going up the gut.
All right, 3rd and 4. Let's see what we do.
Easy for Dylan Gabriel.
Jerome Ford in the backfield. They send 4.
Gabriel on 3rd down, under pressure.
He almost takes the sacks. He still takes the sack.
Takes him down. Back at the 33.
Yeah, it's a nice job. Jonathan Grenard, they're going to run what's called an ET stunt, end and tackle stunt. Him and Jalen Redmond go on the same side, and then Jonathan Grenard gets in there, almost gets a sack. You see the frustration that he didn't get it. Dylan Gabriel almost escapes from there, trying to get a 1st down, but it's a nice job responding by the Vikings defense. That's a win, right? You had a turnover, ball's in the middle of the field, poor situation, make the best out of it, force a punt. Nice job, defense.
All-pro punter, Corey Bajorquez.
Handled away from Price. Punt out of bounds.
Yeah, the defense won that rep. The defense of line just outsmarted. They only dropped 4, but I don't know why that play is so effective. But when you run, when you run and you have the DN swing to the inside, that play is so effective in college and in the NFL. It confuses linemen if they're not on the same page to pass guys off. It'll just work. So that's what they did. Yeah, that was a hit right there. Dylan Gabriel gonna feel that one. That was a hit. This is why you got to get more points. This is why you got to score more points. It's still a 1-score game. I think after the defense realized how close the game was, they decided to play. To me, it seems like Kevin O'Donnell is not. He is not putting the Browns in conflict as much as he did in the first half. He really put them in conflict. I knew Quinshine number 10 was a beast. The way he shoulder blocked Michael Parsons. He runs hard and physical. Yeah, Tony. Hey, Michael was mad about that. Michael was hot. He like, man, you gonna hit me like this? Hey, Harris, we back. Yeah, we in this. This is why I want to see more points when you get in the red zone, because I don't feel comfortable in these 1-scoring games. Just anything can happen. I want to see the Browns use a sledgehammer to take out a net. I don't want them to keep it close. But we got 12 minutes, 24 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. It's going to be a lot of talks this week. If we had to set the bar, I would say what I'm seeing from Dylan Gabriel, I would say he is an upgrade over Joe Flacco. I am saying that. Based on how Joe Flacco performed this year, I would say he is I'm gonna keep saying it, he's a cog in the wheel. He is not the wheel, and Kevin Stefanski seems to be okay with that. That's what he looks for in a quarterback, it seems like. So we're gonna see. If it leads to win, I think it'll be fine. You need a sledgehammer for that. Remember, you only have a cog. You got a point there. Also, Dylan Gabriel's getting a lot of help from David. This is the best game of his year. Catching passes, this is the best game from David Njoku. Also, they use him to chip a lot to help out the tackles because the tackles been so bad. Let's get to it.
He turned it over on the Vikings' last possession on the toss. There's Mason.
Ronnie Hickman comes from the safety spot. Makes a great tackle.
This is just fundamentals.
That's that toss play, man.
One-on-one. Ronnie Hickman.
He beat the tight end to the spot.
Mason trying to make a cut.
Cleaned it up. Got him at the line of scrimmage. Why are you offsides there? Alex Wright way offsides. They had two guys in motion. They can't run a play with two guys in motion.
Second down and 10. Wentz throws, and it's intended for Addison.
Carson Wentz has a lot of time there. Grant Delpit almost gets the interception. Addison drops it. Let's see this replay. Oh, that's why Addison didn't catch it. Delpit gets his hands on the ball.
Grant Delpit could have had an interception. That is a tremendous play.
Great play by Grant Delpit.
Your first pick as a Saint in London back in
I did.
2008.
Picked off Phillip Rivers. Man, they were loaded. Antonio Gates.
Jeffrey, yeah, you're right. That was a great play. Back again, missed most of the third quarter. Zedrick, you didn't miss much.
Wentz, Jefferson, he's got it. Justin Jefferson makes the catch in Browns territory.
Man, it is something else when you just have a receiver. He is on Miles Harden. They got him on Miles Harden in the slot. We're in zone. He just run through the middle of the zone. And you just throw it up for him. He just makes a play. This is the difference when you have one of those all-world receivers. You just gonna give him the ball. He just throw it up there. He runs right through the middle of the zone, makes a play. I don't know what number 5 was doing, trying to make that weak tackle.
Jefferson, 39 yards.
Screen play to Justin Jefferson.
Either offense. There's Jefferson again. And you're right, when we talked to Wentz, he sat behind Matthew Stafford.
Hey, Justin Jefferson, that dude. He that dude. Who was supposed to be on Jefferson right there, left him wide open? It depends. So it didn't look like they were carrying in the zone. So basically, the zone from seeing it sideways, the safety can't let him get behind you. Once you ran through enough of the zone, basically the safety just making sure it's not a touchdown. So I would have to see it from another view to see who the issue was.
Wentz to the outside. Oliver unable to bring it in.
And he was saying
17 points is the most we scored all year. Yeah, we get to 17. That's our cap. They are rare. Browns could have had one. They passed on Travis Hunter. The Browns passed on Justin Jefferson too. They took Jedrick Wills they took Jedrick Wills in top 10 the year Justin Jefferson got picked number 22. So they passed on Justin Jefferson too. Crazy to hear. Justin Jefferson one-on-one at the top of the field on third down. Wentz didn't even look his way. Wow, that's crazy.
Malik Collins bringing down Carson Wentz, and the Vikings will send out the field goal unit looking to tie this game.
Yeah, you're just looking at too much pressure. They're not doing anything crazy. It's a 4-man rush. They get in there, they collapse the pocket. Coverage is good, and it goes back to as soon as Wentz pats that football, trying to wait for another route to open up, it is too late. That Browns front four is going to get there, and they get another sack.
So here's Will Reichert, 51-yard attempt.
He missed it. He missed it. Wide right. Wide right. Hey, Browns catch a break there. Browns catch a break there. Minnesota was driving. They almost got to it to block it, but he hits it wide right, so the Browns still up by 3. All right, let's get to it. Travis Hunter ain't doing much. I think they made the right decision. Jeffrey, I don't think they're handling Travis Hunter correctly. If I was them, I would not have Travis Hunter more on offense than defense. I would have Travis Hunter mainly playing defense, and I would have him on throwing downs. So red zone, I would have him in. Third downs, I would have him in. And I would put Travis Hunter in the slot, and he would run so many choice routes, it wouldn't be funny. That's how I would use Travis Hunter. Yep, they missed a field goal. Wait, I don't have the most faith in Trevor Lawrence. They're still teaching Trevor Lawrence that when the receiver goes across the middle of the field, you can't throw the ball high. He's been in the league all these years. He should have that understanding by now. Also, they aren't even using him on offense the way they should. I agree. They are not using him on offense the way I would use him on offense. I'm not saying his quarterback is not trash, but he's not doing much. I think it's more of they are not putting him in the position to succeed, more so than he doesn't have the ability to do it. Thomas says, now just imagine if a great quarterback started game 1, the Browns would be undefeated. They were in every game. Hey, I'm with you. I'm with you when you're right. Right, they aren't using him right. Yeah, they're not using him right. When you got somebody who has that short speed burst, that quickness that he has, the way he can operate in space, and the way he's able to attack the ball and catch it, I would tell him watch every play from Julian Edelman, and that's what I would use Travis Hunter as on offense, and he will be unstoppable at the slot. I don't know why they're not doing that. Just sometimes coaches can make things a little bit harder than they need to be. Offense, also, you have an offensive-minded coach, and an offensive-minded coach wants Hunter on his side of the ball. So they got him in when they're running the ball and all that stuff. It just don't make sense. If we didn't have a vision for a player, why would we take them? We had a vision for Mason Graham, and that's who we took. I'm not disagreeing. I agree. I don't think Kevin Stefanski would use, even if we had Travis Hunter, I don't have faith in Kevin Stefanski using him correct way. You might be right. Stubborn Stefanski. Yeah. I don't think Kevin Stefanski will use him right either. We got a playmaker in Dylan Sampson, and Kevin Stefanski can't really figure out ways to use him. So I don't have faith in Kevin Stefanski. Whoops. Let's get back to the volume of the game.
Take a look at
here in London as the Browns start from their 41-yard line. Leading the Vikings by 3. Here's Judkins. Looks to squirt through and will lose a yard on first down. Flag thrown.
Man, holding offense.
Holding. Offense number 72. That's a 10-yard penalty.
That's his 3rd penalty today.
This has not been a clean game.
Yeah, no different than last week. He struggles with the stunting inside. Jonathan Grenard, right before the snap, goes inside.
Yeah, he got beat. He got beat inside so fast.
Do nothing but hold.
All right, so we're going to wrap the poll up. Vikings, everybody saying no. Not everybody. 52% say no, the Vikings will win. 48% have belief in the Browns and faith. We're going to end the poll.
Penalty. Coming into this week, Vikings, the most penalized team in the NFL.
1st and 20. This is not where you want to be.
First down at 20. Gabriel sets.
Gets it down to David Njoku across the middle. He gets about half of it back.
11 out to the 42-yard line.
And Njoku's having
I'm looking forward to seeing what Jimmy Horn does today. I follow all the CU boys. Yeah, I'm excited for Jimmy Horn, that he's going to get his opportunity.
I really like that 1-2 combination.
I hope they really understand how to use his speed. I watched when Jimmy Horn was getting playing time in the preseason. It was almost like they didn't really understand how to use his speed. He was getting behind the defense a lot, and they didn't really know how to do it. About time they get Jimmy Horn some playing time. I agree.
He knows how to utilize and maximize both of their production.
2nd and 9. Let's see what we do. Nice play. We get Judkins to the outside. Stiff arm. First down. Judkins going over 100 easy this game. Yeah, he's over 100 already.
Judkins is over 100 yards for the day. Browns coming into this game. Most snaps played by rookies in the league over the first 4 weeks. We talked a lot about Schlesinger, their middle linebacker.
Now definitely over 30 tackles. That was going into this game. And Quinshon Judkins, he leads all rookies this year, 79 rush yards per game. And mean, he's just getting better and better. And I know I mentioned it. It's hard to explain how hard it is to just step in with no camp, no practice.
Yeah, I don't know what they were doing, Jimmy, in the preseason.
Fake to Judkins. And this time, the Joker
All right.
unable to come up with it. 2nd and 10.
Gabriel rolling to the route has David Njoku open there. He throws pass just right out of his outstretched arms. Derrick Henry about to have the same type of game. It's crazy what happens when the defense has to respect their offense. It opens up a lot of playmaking abilities. That's a fact. You have to have the offense complement the defense. When Joe was QB, they rushed 3 and just let him stand in the pocket. Yeah, they confused Joe some too. They had him confused.
Here's Judkins up the middle.
Judkins gets about 4 there on first down.
Gain of 3.
Oh, second down, I'm sorry.
112 yards on the ground.
Yeah, speaking of Judkins and the way that he's able to go inside and then quickly bounce.
The biggest issue that Joe Flacco faced with the Browns was teams ran cover 1, and Kevin Stefanski's play calls don't attack cover 1, and that's where the issue was happening. So cover 1 is just that man. You could do cover 1 robber where a safety comes down and protects the underneath middle of the field, and the safety goes high. So and you man up across the board. They were just killing the Browns with that. 3rd and 7. Gabriel throws it away.
This pass sails out of bounds in the vicinity of Isaiah Bond.
I didn't really like that sequence from Kevin Stefanski. You have so much success running the football, and that's frankly what every offensive coordinator wants, right? Every head coach, they dream of control the clock, run the football, right? And he was able to do that, and he has been doing it with so much success, but came out passing first, right? A little bootleg action.
So I hope y'all hear Jonathan Vilma's calling out Kevin Stefanski's play call. So a lot of times when you're a Cleveland Browns fan, people just assume that you're just overly critical of Kevin Stefanski's play call. But this is back-to-back weeks that I believe Jonathan Vilma's been on the call. And, man, oh, man, did they get it? Did it cross the line? If they got that, oh, it's a touchback. His foot was on the line when he touched the ball. Now, Jonathan Vilma, he's watched this team for 2 weeks. He might have already stepped into the touchdown. That's probably why. Whose foot was there? He got it. Was it the second guy? I'm trying to figure out why they call this a. Let's see if he slid into the touchdown. He did. His foot went across the white line when he was trying to stop the ball. That was the long snapper. So you have the commentators identifying spots where it's issues in how the play calling is. So it's not just people attacking Kevin Stefanski. Kevin Stefanski is missing opportunities here. Let's get to it. 6 minutes, 53 seconds left to go. 1st and 10. They're talking to Shelby Harris and not starting to play, so I'm not sure what's happening here.
The Browns back in 2015, and Stefanski spent 14 years with the Vikings organization.
He was very complimentary of the Vikings organization.
They hired him at the age of 23. Very complimentary of the Wilf family.
Yes.
There's the foot of Sonahara, as you mentioned.
Yep.
Which is why the Vikings will start from the 20 and not the 1.
Just a toe.
Wentz hands it off on 1st down. It's Mason out to the 24.
All right, so Mason is back in at running back. He gets 4 on 1st down.
Today, they've done a really nice job getting in there, creating the takeaways. Kevin Stefanski very aggressive and demanding of this defense, saying he wants the ball back. They have given it to him twice.
Isaiah McGuire's had a great game.
Leading the game.
Alex Wright's having a great game.
Nice game so far.
2nd down and 6. Wentz complete. T.J. Hawkinson.
And that's what the Vikings offense needs to get back to. A lot of outbreaks.
Jeffrey, I don't understand, man. Dylan Sampson is a weapon. I still don't understand why we're not seeing Dylan Sampson. Kevin knows he can catch the ball and play slot at time, right? Yeah, I want to see Kevin Stefanski have Judkins and Sampson in the backfield. Bring Sampson out the backfield, have him line up a receiver on linebackers. He could dominate from the slot. He could dominate.
Hawkinson gains 7. This set of downs from the 31. Wentz to the near side.
Man, great catch by Addison.
It's Addison makes the catch.
That's the difference. Earlier when I was talking about the Browns receivers dropping passes, it's because they're bringing the ball to the body. You see Addison there, outstretched arms, catches the ball with his hands, then brings it to his body. So that's the difference in drops and catches with how the Vikings receivers catch the ball and how the Browns receivers are doing things.
Body control, knows how to beat press man now, so you can kind of go and make a living throwing to the outside if you want to live off that.
From the 36 on 2nd and 5, it's a first down and more for Jordan Mason. Finally tackled by Hickman at the Browns.
Big run.
45-yard line.
Like we used Duke Johnson for that one where he needed a slot here. Yeah, Duke Johnson was really good at that.
So looks like this one's coming back.
Like we used him. I got you. Yeah, that's coming back. Looks like it was a hold on Carson Schlesinger. Or Carson Schlesinger was the one that was held.
That's on the left guard, Huber.
Yeah, Joe Huber making his first start undrafted. Kevin O'Connell raved about him, how, again, another guy they thought would be just a camp body, immediately knew that he had a chance to.
This seems like the Bengals game one over again.
Training camp. And now he's making his first start today.
Yeah, you got to take advantage of the opportunities. Like, you got to get ahead. You got to push the lead forward. Just Kevin Stefanski going away from what was working on offense and then just heavily relying on the defense. And then it's just how many breaks. The defense had one slip up. Next thing you know, it's going to be a touchdown. So, like, you got to just keep pushing that lead forward. The way that Quinshawn is running the ball, you go away for that from a series, you can move the ball nowhere. Because Shorty is throwing them the ball. Yeah, I don't know why he went to the bootleg there. And I remember early on, I said Dylan Gabriel is going to be way more comfortable rolling out to the left than the right. And people were like kind of saying it was an issue for me saying that. And Kevin Stefanski was saying, oh, he's just as comfortable rolling to the right as the left. But once he had to roll to the right, you see he wasn't accurate with his pass because it's not natural. It's not a natural motion for a left-handed quarterback.
The year before, as Hawkinson makes the catch, but it did not fool this Browns defense.
Browns set up,
Devin Bush,
or
along with Alex
Minnesota sets up for the zone play. They get nowhere.
Good tight end, really good tight end. He's not fast enough to run those plays. It's a slow developing play. You're trying to run a screen.
3rd and 11.
The fastest or one of the fastest defenses in the NFL. You can't run that with them. You have to run it with somebody else, or you might as well just push the ball down the field.
3rd down and 11.
Browns got to make a play here.
Penalty and then negative play. Pushing the Vikings in the wrong
Oh,
direction.
my goodness.
And now Wentz goes down.
Malik Collins. Oh, he beat him so fast to the inside.
That undrafted rookie, Joe
Ooh,
Huber,
spin move.
On him. Malik Collins is too quick for him. Lost weight this offseason. Came in. Jim Short said, "We want you."
Malik Collins been balling out this year. He has been balling out. Yeah, we need to continue to feed that man junkers or please you, Samson. Yeah, he is lying because I'm left-handed. Yeah, it don't even make sense. I was like, how could you say he can throw going to his right just as well as he can throw to his left? It don't make sense. Physically, that's not what you would think. All right, Gage Larvin, a little decent return. We'll take it there. All right, we're going to really pay attention. We're going to really pay attention to how Kevin Stefanski calls this drive. It's about 3 minutes left. The Browns are leading. They could definitely chew some of this clock, but the Vikings are going to know we want to run the ball to chew the clock, so we're going to see. This is going to be good on good. So the question is, do we move Mike Hall because Collins is playing really well? I don't think you could move young players. This is Mike Hall's 2nd year coming off an injury. We probably not going to get a 2nd-round pick for him, which is the round we drafted him in. So I think you just stack up as many young players as you can, especially on the defensive line when we're running 7 or 8 defensive linemen out there.
On 1st down, here's Junkins. 12:20 in the afternoon.
First down.
on the East Coast
The
of the United
Browns
States.
they get a yard there. They lose a yard.
And right, a timeout will be taken here by the Vikings.
As they should.
His numbers are identical to Shador's preseason right now.
It's 4-minute offense where you want, if offensively,
The
you want to try to get a first down.
What is he, 17 for 29?
If you can.
The box score.
Another first down, you take a knee, you win the game. Defensively, you obviously want to stop the run. You know Kevin O'Connell's going to use the timeout, save some time on the clock. But this is going to be a big challenge for that defense because it's been the Browns' run game that's been really giving them issues today.
17-29, 146, 2 touchdowns. Oh, got you.
My daughter Amanda on her birthday on the East Coast. Check us out.
How old is Amanda?
Yeah, this has to be a scoring drive. You gotta,
26th birthday.
you gotta put some pressure on Minnesota where they gotta go for a touchdown.
You will, don't worry.
They selling out.
Second down. And another timeout.
Another timeout. They're selling out to stop the run here. He got 2 TDs. Spiritual war, yes. He got a TD to the tight ends. He got Harold Fannin early, and then he got David Njoku across the middle.
They have a 3-point lead today.
Michael might be able to move out to defensive end. He's only 285. True. Yeah, and he's young. So, you know, young players with the Browns where they're at, I don't think they can give up young players.
Browns are threatening that perfect record. Up 3, 3:20 to go. Vikings have 1 timeout left.
3rd and 11. Do you go for first down or do you run it to get them to burn their last touchdown? Why do you run it every time on first down? Lack of creativity. We go 5 wide. Man, that's the worst outcome.
The Vikings use their first 2 timeouts and now an incomplete pass. Get the ball.
That's the worst outcome we could have got there. 3rd and 11. We go 5 wide. I can't stand when we go 5 wide. Every week y'all hear me complain about it. But we go 5 wide there. Kevin Stefanski talking to Dylan Gabriel after that play. We save them. We give them another timeout. We stop the clock. It's just, man, just predictable and bad offense.
11
in a
off the clock
1-score game.
Marquez from the 30. Price out to the 20.
All right, Price is about the 18-yard line.
53-yard punt, only 3 on the return.
That was the worst pass from Dylan Gabriel all game. Yeah, in that instance, he's better off. Dylan Gabriel is better off trying to just run forward, so they have to use their last timeout. But throwing it wide out of bounds, I think they said it on, the announcer said it, they only wasted 11 seconds. 11 seconds in a 1-score game. Minnesota has the 2-minute warning, and they have a timeout. So you're giving them too much time when you're only about 3 points. Way too much time.
Also forget, he's done that with how many different quarterbacks now? Right?
That was Dylan's chance to finally make a play. Yeah, it was his opportunity. That was his opportunity.
It's Carson Wentz starting his 3rd straight game for the Vikings. Trailing by 3, low snap. Wentz able to hand it off. And a big hole up the middle for Mason, who gains 9.
Nice running play there. One thing I want to see the Browns do you see how they run this late motion right before they snap the ball so they can identify that the Browns are in zone? I want to see the Browns add that to their repertoire.
Mason going through the heart of that Browns defense.
2nd down and 1. Wentz to the outside. Caught by Naylor for Vikings first down. Harden brought him down. Inbounds.
Nice play by Harden to get him down in bounds. Might be game if they score a TD here. Yeah, it's going to get real. It's going to get real if they score a TD here. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is. He did it with Joe Flacco. He did it with 50 other quarterbacks. Yeah, he's super conservative where you run on first down. Man, hopefully they can't get another playoff here. They might get one more playoff. Word, I'm not that familiar with Kevin. We need another turnover. We only have 1 interception all year. We're at the 2-minute warning. See, I think like just relying on happenstance things like turnovers, I think you got to rely on like defensive stops or scoring the ball, stuff you can control, because in close games, they got the weapons to take advantage of it. They got a tight end that they can get the ball to. You saw it there. They got receivers that if they identify you one-on-one, they'll throw it there. Even if you're in zone coverage, they are protecting long enough to get Justin Jefferson the ball where he could bust open the zone. So it's just those scenarios where this is why you got to score points. That's all it boils down to. That's why it always comes down to you have to score more points. A turnover would be great, but the turnover is less likely unless it's a fumble, because the Browns, how many interceptions we got this year? 1 or 2. I remember Denzel's last week, but do we have any other interceptions besides that? I can't remember. So just got to get more out of that offense when the offense has opportunities that they can take advantage of. And, that's why I said I wasn't going to judge Dylan Gabriel on like the first half. I said I was going to grade him on how he does on third downs, and I was going to grade him how he does when they know you're throwing the ball. That's what determines how good you are. When the defense knows you have to throw the ball, what can you get done? And that's where that's where I will grade quarterbacks. Not first half, game don't mean nothing. It's not pressure. It's pressure in the second half, the game is on the line. Like you grade Carson Wentz how he does on this drive. It's pressure on the line. It's 2 minutes to go. Your team is down. You need to score to win the game. You need a field goal to tie. You need to score to win. So that's when you judge how good they do when they know what's coming. They know they want to throw the ball. It's not likely they're going to run the ball in this scenario. I mean, Kevin Stefanski will run the draw play in this situation because he likes the draw play for whatever reason. But other teams, Kevin O'Donnell not. Delpit had won the Green Bay game. Okay, got you. You're right. Yeah, he did pick off Jordan Love to get it down. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so that's 2. I don't know. Am I missing any other ones? I don't know if I am.
Season, we had been a part of a couple of those, right? With the Bucks, Falcons, and Bucks and Jets. And man, those were some good games.
Three-point game here with 2 minutes remaining.
Right now, Justin Jefferson at the bottom of the screen.
Denzel Ward.
Against Denzel Ward.
Good on good right there.
Down at 4. Wentz over the middle, first down. Across midfield.
They get it to Hawkinson.
What you're going to see is a lot of T.J. Hawkinson going right over and sitting on the zone. What was interesting is that they rolled the zone away from Denzel Ward, yet Carson Schlesinger went a little too far, and then Hawkinson went right underneath where he was.
Gain of 15, his 6th catch today. And
oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
That's just beautiful.
Hey, good on good. Good on good.
Last time it was one-on-one, no help. Same thing happens here. 4-time Pro Bowler Denzel Ward, he's usually good in that, but those 50-50 balls, they're always going to go to Justin Jefferson.
Browns call timeout.
Charge timeout, Cleveland.
Following the 21-yard reception.
See, even this, in this game, this is when it gets real. If the Browns win, the local media may spin in there and say DG looked good with 2 TDs when Quinshawn did all the heavy lifting. I agree. Yeah, our receivers could never. I agree. Hey, y'all hitting them with the facts.
Momentum changes, the situation changes, right? Because now the Vikings are in field goal range. They still have
and the rough thing is
he didn't force Kevin O'Connell to take. So you have a timeout. You're able to still run your offense, right? Run the football if you want. Still have the passing play. So now defensively,
I don't know who our receivers coach is.
Score the touchdown. What you're really worried about is how do we force a 3 and out, or excuse me, not a 3 and out, force a 3rd down, so they only kick it as opposed to a touchdown.
Wentz swings it out to Naylor. Wilson forces him out of bounds at the 23-yard line. Gain of 5.
And one thing about Jim
pressure's on. Game is real.
Complicated. So when you spread them out empty, It allows Carson Wentz to really read the defense, know who's coming, know who's not coming. This defense is very violent, physical, but it's not taxing.
Whoever receiver coaches, he needs to be fired. Yeah, hey, when you top of the league in drops, you got to ask what the receiver coach is doing.
Second down and 5. Mason makes the catch. Mason tripped up by Miles Harden. Gain of 2. Down to the 21-yard line.
Even Amari Cooper was catching with his body, but he was good at it.
The clock is stopped, and the Vikings still have that timeout.
The fans are already saying that Browns fan base is accepting mediocre. That's why I hope Dylan does good so we can move on to a team with expectations. It's funny you say that because I was watching stuff this week and I saw people saying basically the goal was for Dylan Gabriel to be better than Flacco, but they didn't care if he won the game. I'm like, that's crazy. How do you not care if he wins the game or not? You play the game to win the game. Don't tell me you don't care about that.
3 upcoming for the Vikings.
Everybody needs fire besides Jim Schwartz.
Both coaches with questions for the officials.
I'm not defending nobody except Schwartz.
Determine if Jordan Mason actually got out of bounds or was his knee down.
Fire Kevin Stefanski. Can't get past 17 points.
The runner's knee was down inbounds. Clock was at 59 seconds. Cleveland has elected to take a charge timeout, so we do not run 10 seconds. So second charge timeout for Cleveland. Play clock will be at 25. Game clock at 59.
So Cleveland's trying to save clock now. They're trying to save clock, so they got an opportunity to win it. The receiver coach has been here a while. It's not fair that the defense has to carry the outcome of the game. Facts. Defense got to carry it every week.
Worried about if the Vikings score a touchdown here, he needs time on the clock for Dylan Gabriel and that offense to go down and try and score.
They had 2 seconds back on, so the clock now at 59 seconds.
I'll look up, Zed, I'll look up how long the receiver coach has been here if we get like a break and play, like a timeout. I can't remember though.
Addison in the backfield. Addison in motion.
Put a
on third down. Wentz complete for first down. It's Addison at the Browns 17.
Yeah.
Nice play call. Addison is basically running away from Miles Harden, the nickel corner, the whole time.
I don't think so because 2023 we fired everybody besides Kevin and Andrew Berry on the offensive side. Right, yeah. I remember going over it. I can't remember if they've been here 1 or 2 years. Right. I'm hit ready to give up on the main team, the Ravens, if they don't get rid of Harbaugh and the fans keep attending the games. Yeah, Ravens in a rough spot. Harbaugh might have plateaued. You know, you might need that coach to take him to the next level. Jim Schwartz should be head coach after firing Cass. I don't know if Jim Schwartz wants to be a head coach anymore. I think he is perfectly fine with being a head coach of the defense, it seems, at this point in his life. Because then he don't have all the responsibility. So the Browns are now out of timeouts. Minnesota still has a timeout. Man, these receivers.
And taken down inbounds.
And you can see the Vikings offense very familiar with this situation. No panic by them. They're already up to the line of scrimmage. Carson Wentz getting the play call. And now is the time where you need a Myles Garrett. It's Browns defense to step up, make one of these game-changing plays.
Wentz, 2nd and 5. Addison, he's got it. Touchdown.
What a throw. What a throw. What a drive. What a throw. And Addison is the one making the play. Second half, we said we need to see more of him. He comes up big for the Vikings, getting that touchdown, taking the lead with 25 seconds to go.
He did not play in the first quarter. Coach's decision. We saw him sparingly in the second quarter. But a huge second half for Jordan Addison.
Zedrick, you called it early. They got the touchdown. Now it's a 4-point game. 17 points is not enough. That's why we had the conversation earlier. 17 points don't cut it. Jim Storrs need to stay defensive coordinator. I agree. I wish we had a receiver who could do that. They would have dropped it. I agree. When you're looking at these other teams' receiver groups, you're like, man, how do they just have all these guys? Naylor's been having a good game. Addison's having a good game. Justin Jefferson is one of the top either 1A or 1B receivers. Keith Schwartz bringing a real offensive mind. I agree. Somebody who is way more creative. Kevin Stefanski, he gets bogged down with fear in his play calls. Fire Kevin Stefanski, fire Kevin Stefanski, fire Kevin Stefanski, play calling trash. In pivotal moments, Kevin Stefanski gets super conservative and will just play for the 3 points. Harris, man, I'm so hurt. Harris, got to take the emotion out of it, man. Got to take the emotion out of it, man. These Browns, they'll tear you up. Harris, last year taught me a lot about the Browns. I was live streaming on TikTok last year. I didn't even live stream the last 2 games last year because it was too much emotion. And I realized I can't put all this emotion into it when these are the people who's running the show because they was letting me down. Someone with more aggressive approach, I agree. Definitely need a more aggressive approach. Even this Naylor dude, I don't know who he is, but he had a good game. Yeah, facts, Jeffrey. That's what I'm saying. Harris, I had such high hopes. So in the moment, it might sound like I'm going too hard at Kevin Stefanski, but I know Kevin Stefanski is leaving too many points on the board with how he's calling things. There's too many points is left on the board. DG was decent though, counts for something. Yeah, DG, he gets a moral victory. But in the end, people are going to really look at the throws. People are really going to talk about the throws that DG can't make.
Throws over the middle, it's caught. Across midfield by Bond.
You got to get up.
Do not have a timeout.
He made a good play there, extended the play.
And now Gabriel will spot.
All right, so we got 7 seconds to go.
Gabriel to Bond. And now we have 7 seconds remaining, and the ball at the Vikings 49.
If I'm 7 seconds.
This is 7 seconds is a weird number.
I'm gonna try to get greedy and see if I can pick up a quick chunk play.
Yeah, 7 seconds. I don't think you can get a chunk play. Last year, this has been happening 3 out of 5 years. We only had 2 good years with Kevin. Big facts. That was a big throw right there. That was a big play. At this point, I think you almost got to go for the Hail Mary.
7 seconds. Gabriel sets. Heaves it downfield to the end zone.
What happened? No, I don't think it's going to count. They're blowing. I hear the whistles blowing. I think Minnesota might have called the timeout.
Prior to the snap.
Isaiah Bond is our best receiver.
Attempting to call timeout.
Looked like O'Connell tried to call timeout.
Prior to the ball being snapped, we had an acknowledgement of a timeout for Minnesota.
Ooh, you played yourself.
7 seconds back on the game clock. 30-second timeout.
He played himself right there. You tried to get too cute. You didn't believe your defense was ready. You tried to get too cute.
There's Kevin O'Connell. Yeah, signaling to the official. Yeah,
he's trying to get too cute.
Now he doesn't want the timeout. After he sees the interception.
Isaiah Bond is undrafted, yeah, because he had off the field stuff until that got cleared up. Harris, is Isaiah Bond a rookie? Yes, Isaiah Bond is a rookie. He came out of Texas. So we get another opportunity for him to throw up a Hail Mary. Yeah, the Vikings got too cute there.
3 Vikings back along the goal line.
That's sad to say for Judy, yeah.
As Gabriel throws, and it is caught by
Tackled in bounds, game over.
But that will do it. Clock runs all the way down.
Yeah, I know what they were trying to do.
7 seconds is not enough time.
That is a tremendous play. Jeff Okudah tripping him up before he can get out of bounds. Clock runs out. Minnesota gets the victory.
Vikings go to 5-0 in London. The starting quarterbacks, Wentz and Gabriel. Gabriel in his first NFL start, couple of touchdown passes.
This is what happens, man. This is what happens. Kevin Stefanski just stacking up bad decision after bad decision. It ends in games like this. The defense is like, how did you put us in this position? The offense is like, how did you not? How did you let this happen to us? So situations like this, at least, is so many questions. Harold Fanta is our best receiver, then Isaiah Bond, then it's David. I don't think Harold Fanta is our best receiver. I think it's Isaiah Bond easily, just with the speed and the route tree he can run. Harold Fanta is good. I like Harold Fanta in the blocking game. I think Harold Fanta is tough to bring down. Harold Fanta has too many drops. He has too many drops. They're not using, in my view, they're not using Jerry Jeudy correctly. Jerry Jeudy is a route runner. He is really good at that, and they're not taking advantage of him running routes. 17 points, I knew it. Tony, what are you the one who said it really early that the Browns need to score again? I think you called it at like halftime or somewhere around there. They need to get past 17. Isn't that what you said it? This stuff, it just happens time and time again. And you got to go back to key moments, Kevin Stefanski's play calls. So in the first half, when he just took the 3, ran the ball, first down, got nothing. Did Kevin call up another run and they got nothing? Then Kevin Stefanski not forcing Minnesota to use their timeouts. He got cute. Minnesota didn't have to burn their timeouts. They were able to save so much time with the 2-minute warning and a timeout. They could drive up the field with no pressure, no sweat. Then the play call at the end, 7 seconds. You're not going to be able to get a deep playoff and get out of bounds before anything happens. So, hey, 17 points is it. Plateau at 17. Kyler, play calls were terrible. Facts. Isaiah's still learning the playbook too. So when he gets down to where he could play more free, he'll get nasty. I agree. We just can't do it. Harris, I agree. Jerry Jeudy is a slot receiver. That's where he played last year. Yes. Like, what is happening is people are forgetting the value of guys who run routes and putting them in a slot. That's why earlier we were speaking on Travis Hunter. I said I would have Travis Hunter in the slot because guys who have that quickness, that short speed quickness, that twitchiness in small boxes, that's who you want. That's how you want to take advantage of it. So that was my fear. Harris, hey, Tony, you were right. You called it right. So just the lack of creativity. So when it really comes down to it, can we really kill the offensive line for this game? No, you can't really kill the offensive line because the offensive line is playing from a bar where we know they're not the best. So if they're not the best and they're playing this way, Ms. Brown, this is sad. This is the reality of Browns fans. So this is where Kevin Stefanski works his way into losing the locker room, where you get conservative in key moments. They're going to go watch it on film. It's going to get exposed. Then at the end of the day, you're still a 1-3 team when this team should be not 1-3. Jerry Jeudy doesn't have blazing speed, but he is twitchy in the slot. I agree. I see the receivers frustrated with Dylan. Yeah, Dylan just kind of throwing some passes away to the out of bounds. Dylan Gabriel, they played a solid game. I think the players played a solid game. I think the play calling got conservative in key moments. In key moments, Kevin Stefanski didn't want to take no chances. And taking no chances is how you get, I'm taking your words, Harris, this is how you plateau at 17 points. By getting conservative in key moments. You do not get the reward without taking a certain level of risk. If the receivers is blaming the rookie quarterback for that, they are crazy. He didn't call up back-to-back runs. I don't think they can blame him for the overall game, but I think they can blame him for some opportunities on out routes where he took the safe way and just threw it out of bounds. They're missing the QB that hits the middle of the field. I agree. When there's certain things you know are taken away, you know I'm not going to get beat across the middle of the field because they're not running any routes to the middle of the field. You know what that means? I can heavy lean on the outside. I can undercut out routes if it comes down to it. So That's what teams are going to do. Teams highlight your weaknesses. They ain't blaming him. They just look frustrated after seeing him throw balls away like that. I agree. That's a perfect way to describe it. A quarterback, to be valuable in this league, has to be able to attack the entire field. They're running into some issues. Joe Flacco can only attack the middle. He couldn't attack the outside. Dylan Gabriel can attack the outside. He can't attack the middle until it's third and long and he's throwing underneath to a tight end in the middle of the field. So when you have clear pockets on the field that you can't attack, that's when you're going to run into issues. And the Vikings had to prepare for the unknown. Pittsburgh Steelers watching this game front to back, inside and out. So this is why this is a systematic issue and this is a lack of talent issue. That's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what I'll say. So I'm going to get to Kevin Stefanski speaking afterwards. Guess who can attack both? Hey. Spiritual war, you're on to something. You're on to something. I'd rather see him throw it away than throwing interceptions in the red zone. His throwaways in the red zone, I don't mind. He when they finally had it was third and long and he just overthrew everybody and played for the field goal, I don't mind that. The issue where he's running the issues is when it's in the field of play, not in condensed space in the red zone. It's so many throws that he threw out of bounds because he can see outside. It's hard for him to see the middle of the field. So when they can lean on that and play on that, that's what they do. Us fans don't mind it, but those guys out there playing their hearts out get frustrated. Yeah. See, I don't think they're overly frustrated with Dylan Gabriel today. I think there are going to be some plays that they're going to want back from Dylan, but this is just week one. If they have this same issue 3 weeks from now, then that's when guys might get frustrated at Dylan. Because at that point, they're going to be frustrated with Flacco, what he gave them. They're going to be frustrated with Dylan. That's a 3 week down the line thing where they might be frustrated at Dylan. Quinshon Judkins played one hell of a game. The QB position is still a mystery. Yeah, the jury's still out. You answered some questions, and then more questions were raised. So, you gave away you eliminated the turnovers that Joe Flacco was doing, but then you can't attack the whole field. So you still kind of playing with one hand tied behind your back. So it's a trade-off. Yeah, but also it's his first game. I'm not going to be too critical about some of the stuff. Yeah, I don't think I'm not being too critical. My critique, the person I critique the hardest every week usually is Kevin Stefanski. Besides Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco been playing this game for longer than he hasn't been playing this game, I think. So Joe Flacco, I'm going to critique him hard. Kevin Stefanski is the person that usually sees the most critique for me because he is the one that's drawn it up. They've been dealing with it all spring camp and preseason. Those receivers know what they got. They know who you are. You are who they thought you are. So, it is what it is. This has been a great stream. Shout out to everybody for being here. This has been an early morning stream. So this has been a great stream. We're going to get to it. Like, comment, subscribe. We're going to be live tomorrow. Follow me or subscribe to me. I'll get some clips out the week of my overall thoughts of the game, but we'll be talking about this tomorrow morning. We'll be talking about this Tuesday, and then Wednesday we'll be looking at some game film. Let me get to your last couple comments before we wrap this thing up. They had no business not being that conservative on that last drive. Yeah, they just dropped the ball. Plus, our receivers haven't won in the middle of the field all year. Winning in the middle of the field has to be scheme based. Yes, I agree with you, Cedric, being that conservative. Winning in the middle of the field has to be scheme based. So you have to, when they're running in the middle of the field, they have to be routes that are running away from the defenders to help them. Our scheme hasn't aligned with winning in the middle of the field since week one. Spiritual War, I appreciate that. I appreciate all of y'all for being here. I'm just a level-headed person. I'm looking at it through a level lens, not trying to be the guy that's just screaming in everybody's ears and shouting everything, but kind of trying to make sense of it in real time. So that's what I work on. That's what I pride myself on. But this has been another great thing, another great stream. I'll be live Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, breaking it all down. So make sure y'all tap in with me. I appreciate y'all. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.